Okay, so let's go to our lab and check it out. So everyone has given the password. I'm behind, right? And many of you may have ordered the laptop or brought your laptops by now, or are thinking of upgrading it, right? Next week. Way to go. Cool. Anyone else who's getting a laptop or did not have before, or upgrading the laptop? Cool. Upgrading, right? Very important for your career now. This is a career move, not this course move. So the better the hardware, that's it. Then you have to worry about the software. So first thing, invest on exams, invest on hardware. The rest you're learning here anyway, right? Okay, so I'm just logging into the first machine here. Did we start the video? Oh, we did. Sorry? So we're going for clone 1. We're going to name it. So 3 tasks. Rename both clones, give static IP to both clones, and make sure they're activated for 180 days, right? So how do we do that? In fact, let's just put it as here. So rename both servers, and let me just put the names as well, and let's stick to the naming convention here. Server 01 for first one, and server 02, let's keep it simple. Server 2 for second clone, and then IP addresses. So I think I put the diagram there. Can you all see this? So can you note it down? Or just, if you're so good here, just remember that. Otherwise, note it down now, because we're going to give that now. So, or I will be giving that anyway, right? So remember that. So name server 1, names for the machine server 1, server 2, and this is the IP address for that. I'm going to give it now anyway. So if you're taking, yeah. Okay, if we already gave that, so it's okay. Server 01, that was the name of the virtual machines, right? So if we are okay, we can just give that too. Server 01 dash MSI is okay also. So we're flexible, right? So yeah, let's go for that. So server, whatever we name the machine, let's give it to the OS as well. I'm going to do that anyway, but I'm just letting you know that at least get the IP address there. If you got that, everyone wrote it down? Yes. No? Oh, okay. So everyone note it down? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead. Okay. No. Are we there yet? Okay. Okay, so wake me up when you're done. Okay, someone is done. Hey, I'm gonna do that myself as well. So maybe I should have said take a mental note of that, right? So just note it here, and that's it. So static IP 200.1, subnet mask 2555, gateway 200.50, preferred DNS 200.1. And second one, of course, everything else same other than the IP address 200.2. Other than that, everything is same. All right, so done. There's a no. Okay, seriously? You're kidding, right? Oh. So once noted down, and it is recording as well, and I'm going to do that too. So okay, maybe I. Okay, tears of joy. Okay, so anyway, so let's just go ahead and IP address we're gonna give, and then make sure it is activated. And that means we're gonna be adding second NIC, provide internet to both machines. Once activated, then remove the second NIC, because in some of the courses I saw that second NIC is actually creating more problems than the resolving. So let's not keep it there. Okay, so these are the three objectives for now. Once it is done, then we're going to go for the much more detailed, other objectives to create our basic environment. Okay, so let's go ahead. On server 1, we have the server manager. Server manager is our best friend here. Server manager has all the links, critical links to take care of not only your local server, but also all the environment. Through this you can access all the other servers as well. Maybe you're a system administrator and you're handling 50 servers or 100 servers you're responsible for. So through this you'll get a lot of commands and links. So server manager is our best friend. It's our Tomodachi, right? Japanese friend? No, okay. So it's Tomodachi or okay, anyway. So anyone Japanese here?
Japanese.
Hey, you know Japanese? Okay.
Sounds Japanese.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So yeah, so it is good. Oh no, you have a question. I thought you know Japanese. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Can we install Classic Shell on this?
Classic Shell. That's a third-party software or what?
Sorry?
Why would you want Classic Shell here for now? I mean, like today and the day.
No, not today, but in general, I'm asking, is it?
We already have a PowerShell here, and we're going to be playing with the PowerShell and ISE, the integrated PowerShell, the GUI. It gives you more features as well. So, but we can install Classic Shell once you tell me what it is. Okay, because I never use that. If you're talking PowerShell as Classic Shell.
No, it's the start button. It's the traditional, you get the traditional start menu where.
Oh, go ahead and do that. It's okay. Good. Let's get used to our servers, which is already as is, but it could be another feature that I'm not used to using. But if we can install that, if it is very useful, maybe you get 500 servers or 100 servers there in your environment. So they'll be like this, setting like this. So, but anyway, anything that helps is good. It's always good, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. And then, so I'm gonna ask after in the break. Hey, what is Classic Shell? Don't tell anyone. I don't know. Okay. So, well, I already told. It's in the video. Oh, serious. Okay. So local. Let's go to local server and configure that. First thing, rename. Second thing, static IP address. Third thing, once we do these two things, then we go for third thing, the activation, right? So local server. Here's the. Everyone can see that, right? Or always, this recommendation came 2 cohorts or 2 courses ago from one student. Why don't you use this? Now that's even better. That's better, right? No, better. Okay, so everyone there? Yes. So just click on computer name here and then go for change and server 1-MSI, right? That was it, right? Or MSI 1 or 2. That's it, right? So server 1-MSI, server 01-MSI, everyone did that. Press OK. It's going to ask for restart. Don't restart now, right? So press OK for the first machine and close and restart later. Everyone there? Okay, there's a no. You're there? Who's not there? Okay, so where are you? You're starting. All right. Second, first one. First one is this. Computer name is this server 01-MSI. So once it is there, and of course, obviously, the second server name would be server 02-MSI, right? Everyone did that? Hey, if the machine is starting and still starting, you need to upgrade, buddy. RAM and SSD, right? So, okay, once this is done, restart later. Do not restart now. Even if you restart now, it doesn't matter, right? You just have to then wait for the restart. Okay, second thing is, let's just go for Ethernet 0 here. Everyone there? Yes, thank you for replying. Okay, so Ethernet 0, double click, properties, we're giving static IP, right? Uncheck v6, uncheck v6, IPv6. Let me know if anyone is far behind, way behind. So when you, as soon as you reach here, always just start the machine and make sure the machine is started. And if you're starting now, it's like, okay. So double click v4. What I did, double click or click in properties v4. Everyone there? And use the following IP address. And use the following IP address: 192.168.200.1. Press tab. After you put 1, if you press tab, 255.255.250 will automatically come, right? Then you press tab 192.168.200.1. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to make sure that everyone's on the same page because we're going to go faster this way. But this way, we all get to do the lab, even if you don't do it at home, right? Yep. Oh yeah. So did I give up? Oh, thank you. 50. Thank you. So 50, and then we go for preferred DNS 192.168.200.1. Okay. So when this is done, let me know.
Considering this only server 01, right?
This one, server 01, then we're going to go for server 02 as well later. So I just want to make sure that nobody's left behind, and then we're going to go faster this way because it is maybe still new. You're following me, and you have to see your screen and this screen and your screen and this screen, and keeps going. So everyone done? Yep. Second is over. Did you say wait a second? Seconds. Okay. 2 seconds. 2 1. So uncheck IPv6 and then give this static IP address for server 01. Got it done?
Is there any problem if we let check for IPv6?
It's okay. We're gonna ping. It's gonna give IPv6 response, which is not. We're not using that. If you keep it on, it's still okay when we're trying to ping, because we're gonna troubleshoot later. We will have to if we mess up somewhere. So v6 response coming, that's not gonna tell us. Then we have to go there and check what's going on, because we're effectively using v4. That's why unchecking it is better. But if you still have it, everything will function still. Yeah, you're there? Okay. So once this is done, press OK and close and close. So 2 things are done, renaming and static IP of server 1. Now we need to make sure that it is activated. For activation, what do we need? Second network card, temporarily connected to internet, right? So on this machine, right click. So do you see the top of this machine, everyone? Right click, go to settings. When you are at settings, then how do we add a network card? We go way down here. Everyone sees that? Okay. Everyone? Okay. If you all see this, click add, and if this comes, just press yes. Do everyone see this hardware type? And you select this network adapter. If I'm going fast, let me know. I'll go faster. No, I'm just gonna go slow down. Yeah. Everyone there? All right. So network adapter, right? Next. In order to give it internet right away, first of all, your laptops must have internet, right? They have, right? Whatever machine you're using, it should. Then go to custom and then go to this one.
Number 8 now.
Yeah, number 8. So everyone there?
Why number 8 especially?
It's NAT. It's gonna connect to the internet. It's gonna NAT us to internet. Network address translation. Yeah, why VMNet 8 they choose, or why number 8 they choose? That's a question? Okay, that's a good question. No answer. I have no idea. It's by design. VMware did that. Yeah, it should have been 13 actually. Oh no. Now there's a reason there. Like 13. Oh.
Yes, multiple addresses for a single.
Yeah, NAT just translates it to network address translation, one public to hundreds of private IP, and we use it every day. Right. Okay, everyone did that? Okay, this is very crucial to understand. That's why I'm going slow. Click finish here. Let me know if anyone didn't get it. So this is all basics. Yeah, so your basics must be strong. So I'm going slow, right? Press OK, everyone. And when you come back, what's the proof that we have internet?
Check the adapter on the right side corner.
Okay, so first of all, this new adapter appeared and it's identifying, right? Second thing, if we go down, it should not show yellow sign anymore, and this should pop up. If this bar on the right side pops up, press yes. It's okay. But if you don't see a yellow sign here, it's okay, you got internet. But let's just check a website as well.
Yes, you press yes, right?
Should see two monitors in the bottom.
2 monitors. Okay, cool. Sorry?
Yes, you have to press yes, right?
2?
When the message pop up.
Exactly. Yeah, press yes. Okay. And when we go here to the Windows icon, we see Internet Explorer, right? So whenever you get internet, just always open a site, just to make sure that internet is there, right? So Internet Explorer here, and MSN Canada should open, and it recommends Windows 8 upgrading. That's okay. So close. Yes, we got internet. As soon as we got internet, I think we are already activated. How do we know that? Minimize everything. So minimize this window. Go to your right side, scroll up, minimize our best friend called Server Manager, right? Minimize that too. And if 180 days appear right above the clock here, you're activated. It's not appearing for me now. If I right click on the desktop here and refresh, now it appears, right? 180 days should make sure this appears before you remove your second network card. We don't need it anymore. That's it. So everyone sees that? Who does not see this? Oh, everyone sees that? 180 days on the right side above the clock. Okay, if you say no, it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's not like if I say no, he's gonna just hit me with the sorry.
What's the use of that?
So if we do not activate, what will happen, guys? If we do not activate, what will happen? So after how many days? It's gonna say expire after 10 days. Huh? No, if we don't do that, if it does not appear, and then it will start saying expire. And when it starts says expire, then every half an hour, it will restart. That's it. Our operations are like, ugh. So, and 180 is 6 months. We're good, right? After the 6 months, yeah, you have to purchase. Microsoft says, hey, give me money now. Come on. We need that. So, this is evaluation only, right? There's a free evaluation service from Microsoft.
At the end of the 6 months, we need to know how the machine
then I don't think it's gonna activate furthermore. It's not gonna activate again for 180 days. It's not gonna do that because it just communicated with Microsoft website. They know now this machine exists, so it's not gonna if it goes back again, no. But we can extend it for 10 more days. slmgr /rearm command. There's a command called slmgr. If 180 days are done, then you can go for, well, when we ever talk about the commands, always type it. I always write it down. So it's if you see expired option and you want to expand for 10 more days, so slmgr /rearm. It's not case sensitive. I'm just showing the spelling. So this command extends the grace period to 10 more days, and you can run this command for 3 more times, 30 more days. This one, no, it's a command prompt. It's in command prompt. slmgr /rearm. So if you see expired machine, get 10 more days on that, right? After 180 days, yeah. Otherwise, just download another Windows 2012, install it and communicate, and 6 months more, 1 year full, right? This same ISO which I gave you, install it on another machine and activate, again 180 days. But it has to be a separate ISO or separate new installation of Windows, and then it connects to Microsoft website, and again 180 days. So don't use that machine anymore, right? If you still want to use it without.
How we can start software?
Or we can. So yeah, we will legitimately buy that window after 180 days. We should buy that, right? Recording. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So thank you for reminding. Somebody reminded me that it's a video recording, right? So thank you. Yeah, we did not say anything about anything else. Okay. So let's go ahead, and if we are sure about 180 days, we renamed it and we gave static IP correct static IP. Then we start first one and we repeat the same drill on second machine, right? So how do we restart?
Network card?
Oh, thank you. We can disable it and keep it there if, okay, you know what happens? There are some guys who are like very new, very new to IT even. So I hope this class has none of those. Even if you're here, you're welcome. Anyway, so the thing is that 2 network cards are, the beginners get very confused with that. So when there are 2 network cards, I say put one as LAN and second as WAN. We normally we rename it, right? In production environment, we always rename it, right? So they put LAN as WAN, where they put static IP, they put it as WAN, and where they are connected to internet, they put LAN. Then I say disable WAN. There you go. Your network is gone. So disable WAN. We have to disable WAN, right? We don't need WAN all the time. So it's okay if you want to keep the second network card and disabled. It's okay. I am just removing it because I saw so much trouble. In Humber class, I never saw that. No, 2 times, yeah. So that's a very low ratio. It's okay. So let's keep the second network card, but I'm telling you the reason that don't be confused, please. So let's not restart. So let's just go to the network card settings again like this. If you see these 2 network cards and you go to change adapter settings, or if you're already on this screen, please rename it. Ethernet 0 is our LAN, Ethernet 1 is our WAN, and we're going to be disabling WAN. Yeah. So I'm about to disable Ethernet 0, right? No. So rename it. How do we rename? F2 or right click and rename. Exactly. Thank you. And that's LAN and Ethernet 1. Rename WAN. So whenever we need internet, we're just going to enable it. So keep it disabled, right? So WAN is now disabled. Okay, now we're done, right? So let's give a very long command, PowerShell command, to restart the computer, right? So let's go to PowerShell. We can restart any other way as well. Let's just keep touching PowerShell, right? So PowerShell and restart dash computer. Very long command. Press tab. So in PowerShell, let's just restart computer or just restart computer, whichever way you want, right?
Is there spaces? Or
No, there's no space. Restart dash computer. That's it. If you press tab, it's going to auto-complete that anyway. So restart dash computer. Okay. So any commands from now on, any new PowerShell command, any command prompt command, please make a Microsoft Word document and name it scripts and commands and start saving them there with purpose of the command, right? That will be your treasure. Any commands you know is better. The more commands you know, the more easier your job environment will be. The less commands you know, the less PowerShell you know, any PowerShell guy would be the reason for you being kicked out. So I'm just telling you reality. That's what's going on in the market. If you don't know PowerShell, start counting your days. Or if you're very experienced, that will give you some more time. Still, see, PowerShell. You need to go there. In exchange, your you're going to be using a lot of PowerShell anyway, right? In Exchange class. So here also I'm going to try to push PowerShell in, but we need to understand the infrastructure as well, right? So one machine is done here, and one machine is done. It's okay. I'm going to log in anyway. Let's go to the second machine. The three tasks again: rename, static IP, and activation. So I'm going to do it slowly now again. I'm logging into administrator. The class password is small MBC, capital MBC, shift 103. Okay. So again, server manager, again local server. That's where we configure our local server. Okay, so rename, or we can rename it later as well. I mean, like not later, like it will ask for a restart. So server 02-MSI. Everyone, it's nothing technical here, so everyone remembers that, right? Press OK, and do not restart now. That's the only thing we're going to be careful about. Press OK, close, restart later. So that's the name of the second machine, server 02, right? Or let me know if there's any confusion. Then static IP address for second machine. Click Ethernet 0, double click that. Properties, I'm unchecking V6, but it's okay to if you want V6 there. Double click V4 or click in properties. Now the static IP address of the second machine, 192.168.200.2. Press tab to autocomplete the 255 or subnet mask, and press tab again to go to default gateway 192.168.200.50, right? And here 192.168.200. Why 1? Why not 2? So okay, no, but we have, when we are giving IP address on the first machine, we gave here preferred DNS 1 because IP address was 1 also. So here we're going to give 2 because IP address is 2 there.
No.
So what's the reason again? We're going to give 1 here, not 2, because so on the first one we have planned that we're going to be installing a DNS server role, and DNS are the eyes of Microsoft, right? So without DNS there is no Microsoft. Oh wow. Okay, so when DNS has issues, any big application there working fine will stop working fine.
So at 2012, we don't have primary and secondary DCs, but we have one DNS.
Yeah, so primary and secondary is the concept way back. PDC and BDC, right? Backup DC. That's like in 2000, before 2000, Windows NT. But now we still have, master browser server, which we're going to be discussing in detail. But normally every domain controller is the same, doing the same operations, except for one domain controller by default will have 5 roles called FSMO roles, FSMO roles. We're going to be discussing about that too a lot.
So one.
Other than that, they are same. Yeah.
One has those 5 main roles, and
Yeah. Others are just replica servers or additional domain controllers or helper DCs. That's all. So we're going to be discussing in detail, and that's a good question. So we're putting here preferred DNS server as 1 because the server on which the DNS role will be installed is, the IP address is that. If we have 10,000 machines, all of those machines preferred DNS will be 1 because all of them will be requesting DNS services from one machine, or maybe you have 2 DNS servers. So alternate DNS server is that for the second DNS server if we plan to install that later, right? Yep.
Why we are giving the default gateway address?
Oh, that's just for best practice. We have no gateway here. Just for practice. Just to get used to it, we all have to give a gateway. Even if we don't give any gateway here, our information, our environment will work fine. We're just giving just for the habit. And that's a good question. Yes, 50 is, there is no device there for the network, for our information to go out and come in. from our environment. So press OK here if that is done, and close. Now that drill where we add a second network card and we rename it LAN and WAN, and we make sure the internet is there, and we make sure 180 days shows up above the clock, right? So I'm going to do that now. Right click, settings on the server 2 now, and click add, and network adapter. Next, custom, we know that, right? VMnet 8, because it has a NAT service which will give us the internet connectivity. Yeah. So yeah, others don't show that, and only this one shows. So click finish, and then we are pressing OK. Now the second network card with internet setting is being added, so we're gonna get internet, should be getting internet right away. If we just keep on this screen, there you go, it's here. So since it is on this screen now, so let's just rename it while we are here. Internet is still coming or has already connected. As soon as we connect to internet, we get that 180 days, right? Okay, so I'm just renaming it as well while I'm here. LAN, rename WAN, and let's just check it out if we have, yes, we have internet. And let's just Internet Explorer, yes, we have internet there as well. Okay, yikes. And then we have do we have 180 days? So minimize everything, minimize, go down, there's nothing showing, so right click and refresh, and we got it. So 180 days is there. The file, as soon as it connects to internet, the file is downloaded, right? So for connection, after making the connection, so it just gives us evaluation. So once it is done, what's the last task to do before restart? Disable WAN, exactly. So where is that? Oh yeah, yeah, V6 I unchecked on the LAN one. So WAN is okay. Yeah. On the WAN also? Yeah, it's okay. Even if IPv6 or there, it doesn't matter. We're going to be disabling it anyway. But LAN, yes, we need to disable V6 because we're going to be troubleshooting as well. Okay, so disabling WAN, and that's it. So 2 machines are configured with 3 tasks: rename, static IP, and activation. Everyone did that? Everyone? Anyone who's not done? You're not doing it at all, right? You're not? Why? Okay. But you know, you're watching and actively, cool, that's good. Okay, so let's use that command PowerShell to restart. Okay, again I'm clicking the wrong button. Okay, so restart dash computer. Thank you. Gracias, amigos. Si, senor. Right. How's it in French? V what? No, not V. So si, senor is hi, hello, sir. What is in French? Bonjour, right? Who knows French here? Okay, no one. Okay, so we are ready to start our Active Directory installation, and we're gonna go. It's not about next finish. So suggestion is do not go ahead. Maybe you know all the steps. Stay with me and try to go with me. Going ahead is easy. Next finish. That's not the purpose, right? We need to understand each page. What are the options there and why are they there? And so let's go ahead on server 1, and then we talk about Active Directory concepts and discuss it. Okay, so server manager is loading and server 1 is there. Let's check out the connectivity as well. because it's going to join the domain, the second one, or we can check that later as well. First, I'm just going to go quickly local server and check the firewall. If the firewalls are off, it should be off because in the template we turn it off. So these are the clones of the template, so everything should be there. But click that, it's off. The two profiles of firewall are there. The third profile will be added when we install Active Directory. There will be a third one as well, and it's going to be on. So anyway, I'm just saying that I'm checking it now, and it should be like this for everyone. And later we're going to have one green here once we install Active Directory.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
Just have the problem with
Activation.
activation.
Oh, okay. So
It came up as he's activating,
so it's still not coming up.
he's still restarted.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Restart. You know, sometimes when Microsoft machines are giving you problem and they are not behaving normal, like not behaving normal mean when you click something and it never happened before, or you're trying to do some repetitive tasks every day and they're not performing well. So that just means restart. You know, in one of the contracts with the bank, we used to do that. You know, there was a problem with there will be 100 or 200 tickets right away. Oh, we cannot connect to the server. So we would just reply to the tickets. Oh, yes, sir. We are just trying to see what's going on. And in the background, we would know. Oh, it just needs a restart. So yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We're doing that. Yeah, no problem. Just stay put. Our team is all diligently working on it right now. In the background, I'll just restart. Yeah. And tickets are coming. Oh, when will it be solved? Just give me 15-20 minutes more, ma'am. Thank you. Our team, the whole team is on it. Don't worry. And I'm just waiting. Restart you already. When it restarts, checks, everything is good. Okay, good. Some of the problems are like that if you have experience already with those. If not every problem, you need to restart. That's gonna create more tickets for you, right? So some of the problems only. Which we already knew that, hey, we already tried the basic troubleshooting and this needs a restart. So this comes with your experience, right? So don't, in an interview they would say, hey, this is a scenario, and the interview took like 10 minutes to give you the scenario, and in the end, what's the solution for that? My teacher in MSI class said restart. Okay, rebound, there's the door. Thank you.
So firewalls are off, right?
Yeah, firewalls are off. So, okay. Let's go ahead and we're going to be installing Active Directory, and we're going to talk or discuss about the concepts of Active Directory as well. So how to install, if you have worked on Windows 2008, Windows 2003, there was a command that we used to use to install Active Directory. Okay, I knew it was coming so fast. That's good. Exactly, DC promo was a command we used to give. Does it work here? No, because we're going to be doing a migration lab as well from 2003 and 2008 to 2012. All of 2003 is gone already, but some companies are still sticking to it stubbornly, right? Microsoft has stopped sending all the, updates for that, but companies are saying, no, we love Windows 2003 so much. Okay, so
My computer name is not changed. You have to restart.
no, did you restart after that? It's not changed. After restart even? Did you actually try to change again? You have 911 beside you.
There is the written is the changed name.
Oh. So
Display it is not.
yeah. Yeah, 911. Okay, thank you. If you don't get it, then let me know. I'll come there and we'll solve it in the break. Yep. What happened? No? Rename? Huh? Okay, restart again. No, just you know how to rename, right? So try this again. The new name comes there. Go to properties again. Yeah.
No, you need to change here.
Oh, I think you did not go inside the change. You just changed the label there, not the actual name. Oh, okay. Hey, that's where we learn. So this is the process of learning. No problemo. No problemo, senor. All right, let us go ahead now. And so we're going to install Active Directory here, and then we're going to talk about what is Active Directory, right? So there's a slide there. So during the slide, you can doze off. It's okay. If you know already the Active Directory concept, doze off like this. Okay. So we're going to install Active Directory. For that, we're going to install the binaries of or the helper files of Active Directory, right? So dashboard. In the dashboard, whatever roles and features we want to install, we're going to install from here, right? Local server. We just use local server to locally, configure.
Often the WAN, right? Running off the WAN here.
So WAN has to be disabled, yeah. Did I not disable? Let me check. I'm just checking mine as well. Yes, WAN is disabled. You're right. Okay. No problemo. Okay, so dashboard. In order to install Active Directory, we need to go to add roles and features, right? Or in order to install anything, any roles and features, that's the area, add roles and features. Maybe you already did that in Exchange class, right? So add roles and features, let's go ahead. First screen is just, Windows is good and keep paying us. Oh, okay. Next. And role-based, feature-based installation, and then there's that VDI. Virtual desktop infrastructure is just not part of this. Actually, we can just install that remote desktop services, and then we can check that in one of the labs. But for now, we're gonna just go for role-based and feature-based. So whatever role you want to install or feature. Next. No. So server. So now we have this server one. Yes, we have confirmed this is server one. Next. And there are all the roles. And we're going to install this one. Right. Active Directory domain services. So click this and the feature will pop up. There will be this window. As soon as you click that, so this window will pop up. These are all the features that will help with this role to function properly and give some extra, features. That's why it's called features. So RSAT, remote server administration tool. This RSAT is very helpful. Yep. Oh. Your Highness, where is that? Slow? Why? No, it's okay. It's not okay, but okay. You got no choice. No, but what's the RAM and processor? Okay, SSD. Okay, that's why. And RAM, what do you say? 24? 12, sorry. Okay. So 12 and so you need a lot of upgrade coming your way, right? All right. So what stage are you at, Your Highness? Oh. Your Highness is a respectful word, right? Your Highness.
My name is Yasu.
Oh. Yasu. Okay. I knew the name, but it sounds like Your Highness. That's why I changed myself. I knew that name. Come on. Okay. Bossman. So it's Yasu, right? Your Highness. Hey, it doesn't sound like that. When I said it myself, it sounded like Your Highness. And you were saying yes. Okay. So, still, I can say Your Highness, right? Okay. So, RSAT. So, guys, what is RSAT for anyway? When you join a company and you're given a laptop there, so of course you're not going to go inside the data center, which could be very cold. Data centers are cold, right? So there are lines of servers and servers and servers and servers, and you're not going to go there physically and I want to configure this server, so open this rack and in the rack space, then that server as well, and there are 500 servers, right? Yeah. Exactly. So you install in your laptop RSAT if you want to configure remotely Active Directory, anything Active Directory and DNS, right? And DHCP also. But also you can, if you have the administrator rights, you can just through MMC you can add anything. We're going to do that all, right? RSAT is that tool that you can install on Windows 8 as well. So it's installing here as well, and we're going to see that anyway. So click Add Features. Okay, next. So we already added features, so we don't need to do anything here, right? Okay, so binary files are installing. Next, nothing here. Restart option is good. I always select that. If it needs if there was a pending restart, it's going to go for that. If there is no restart or there is no need to restart, it's not going to restart. So always click that. We do not want Windows to have pending restart, because then we configure something and we're in the middle of that or we're in the end of that, and then it says, oh, you have a pending restart. So we never have a pending restart. So everyone there on this screen except for no. Except for Johannes. No, well, which stage are you at?
No, he's good. He's installing.
Okay. Oh, you're already installing, and I haven't started even. Okay. Okay. So install, but for all the other steps, please do not go ahead. If it's like step like this, yeah, go ahead. But if we are discussing something, stay there with me. If I did not click install, suggestion is do not install. Click install. Sometimes it happens. I at once think, oh, there's one more feature we can try now, because I try strengths as well, right? Strengths means yes, yeah.
What happened there with me is your screen was moved down a bit, so I couldn't see your next install button, so I thought you'd already gone forward. So
Okay.
I did.
No, it's okay. It's okay. These where this is the only option, go ahead. Right? Better still, stay with me because we're installing it.
We got slow hard drives in this one.
Oh yeah, exactly. Okay, so if you're all seeing this one, or whenever we see this one, there are two ways. Oh, okay. I should see this screen as well. Okay. No. Yeah. There are two ways to go ahead and start installing Active Directory. One is showing here as this line. Second is showing there as that yellow option, notifications, that if you install any new server, the notifications will pop up there that, hey, you need to further configure it, right? So either here, or we could just be lazy and click this one. So there are two ways we can just do the same thing. We need to install. These were the binary files that we installed. It does not install. Active Directory hasn't started yet installation, right? These were just the helper files, the binary files, right? Everyone there? All right. You're not there?
No, I'm installing.
Okay. Oh, you're installing. Cool. Like this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're also there? 75%. Yes. That's cool.
If it says format this server to domain controller, does that one, can we just discuss for time being?
Yeah, while there. Otherwise, when it starts, then we're gonna start discussing. Yeah. So, what is domain controller? It's saying that promote the server to a domain. In fact, let's just start now. Otherwise, I was gonna start in the next 2 or 3 pages. So let's get going with the theory here. And so let's create our diagram here, and the most sophisticated tool of all times, paintbrush. No way. Okay, so here if I just grab my server diagram and go back to this, we have already started installation of this. So where this is where we're going to add what? Active Directory. We're going to install Active Directory on top of what? This machine, there are 3 ways we can refer to these machines in Microsoft when we install Windows. Either it's a standalone server, or it's a member server, or, well, there are 4 actually, then client machine as well, but not server. Server has 3 types, or it is a domain controller, right? Well, since we're putting there, so client machine, we can just refer to client machine as Windows 7, 8, 10. They are in hundreds. Prime ministers and president are just few, and all of us are masses. Population. Oh, okay. So standalone server. Right now, when we install the 2 Windows, this is standalone server. It's just standing alone, right? No, it's because it's not joined to any network. It's a standalone server. Member server is what? So if we have a domain already, if we have a Microsoft network already, and it is joined to the server, then it is joined to that network or domain. We call it domain. So then it's a member server. And domain controller, what is that? The boss. The boss. So whichever standalone server or member server has the Active Directory role installed on that is our domain controller. First of all, what does it do? Domain controller. So anyone know is familiar with the term AAA? Battery? No? Or IEEE? Yeah. No. Sorry. So yes, some of us are. So it's authentication, authorization, accounting. Some say auditing as well, which is the same thing. Kinda. No, exactly. So accounting / auditing. So what's the difference between authentication and authorization? Mm-hmm. Is also allowed to use this machine.
Giving
Authorization is like giving password, and authentication is like checking the password. You know, like suppose
You said the same thing. No, again? Yeah?
Authorization is like you're giving me a key, and authentication is that if that key is the one that you are giving me or not. That implies
Kinda. I need some water now. Yeah. So,
Authorization.
yeah, sorry.
Permission to access XYZ. Authentication is verifying the identity particulars from something. That's authentication. Authentication is something. Authorization is like access to you have access to it.
Exactly, exactly. So the thing is that suppose we are entering this Humber College here, and there's a security guard outside, and it's like, look at this. So you show your card like this, and you're the guard says, yeah, you're our guy. Okay, go inside. You authenticated. You got authenticated. You have access now. Authorization is you cannot go to J building. You cannot use the printers of J building. You can use the printers of just N building. What kind of authorization you have now? Once you're authenticated, you entered the network. Now what are you authorized about? What stuff you can use? Yeah. So accounting is, well, what is accounting? It's so simple, nobody knows it.
monitor activities.
Yeah.
That you've done, or you make changes that you've done during the.
Exactly. So it takes an account of what was going on, all the activity, network activity, machine activity, user activity. There are different levels of logs that keep a timestamp of when the machine server started, when the when some application started, some maintenance tasks run in the background. They're all mentioned in the log files. Log files are text files, right? That tells you what happened at what time, right? And we can see log files from which program or which event viewer. There's an event viewer through which we can see. We're going to be visiting everything, but right now we're just checking the basics. So Active Directory does basically authentication, authorization, accounting. What else Active Directory is good for? First of all, it's the security guard or the El Presidente, or But what else does it do? It's a database. Database of what? So
all network objects.
all objects. So anything in Active Directory, we create users, computers. What else? OUs, groups, and add any other entity that operates itself. For example, printers, and what else we can add? So all these, normally 5 or 6 are the major things we add, and they are all objects. We're going to create 390 users. We're adding 390 objects to our Active Directory, right? So it's a database of all the objects, and through that, we can remotely administer our network. An example of that, remotely administer our network. What do you mean by that?
Between the home and then browser
we can, if we have 100 servers, through Server Manager, we can add them in one, add servers area, and then we can remotely access them to remote desktop. And then if we are, authorized, if we are authenticated first, and then authorized to use those servers for maintenance or for any other task. So if those servers are joined to Active Directory, we can easily manage all of those servers, and even maybe there are 10,000 client machines, we can manage them all as well. We have access to them, we can we can disjoin them from the domain, so we can manage them, right, through Active Directory, if they're joined to Active Directory. So we can easily access and manage them. So what about security? Provides security. What level of security are we talking about? What security is it providing? Username, password, right? So there is that one authentication service. Other than that, what authenticates?
CLM?
No. What authenticates in Active Directory? How a user is authenticated in Active Directory? Security related, I'm just talking briefly.
Kerberos.
Yes. Kerberos. So Kerberos, what is Kerberos? It's a ticketing system. It's a ticket system. Just like in Wonderland, when you go inside Wonderland and you want to have all the rides, they give you a day pass. So it's an 8-hour pass that you get, and you're provided tickets, ticket granting ticket, TGT. I'm going to be running a video as well, Kerberos, and I want you to see that video at home 2 or 3 times. And next time I'm going to be quizzing you about that video. It's an 8-minute video or 7-minute video, but you must understand Kerberos. Very good. But through Kerberos, one liner I'm going to tell you now. Password, your user password never travels over the network if it's Kerberos. And it is Kerberos that Active Directory is using to authenticate all the users. And if the users want to access file servers, Exchange server, web server, print server, and all the other servers, Microsoft servers are there, through Kerberos, the users get authentication through ticket system. That's just brief explanation of that. We're going to see the video, we're going to discuss that as well. But in Kerberos, password never travels over the network. If it travels, then, and I'm an employee there, so I can have a sniffing tool there, and it's going to sniff the traffic, download the traffic, whatever is traveling on the network, and I can actually see your password there through some of the good sniffers, right? If the password was traveling over there, even encrypted password I can see. There are so many good applications. Bad application, I mean, video. Okay, so recording, right? So Kerberos, because of Kerberos, it's very secure to log in from Active Directory, right? We're going to talk about it, but it provides remote administration, it provides security, authorization. Authentication is there already. So for authentication, I'm just going to add here, it uses Kerberos for that. In Kerberos, just one liner, the password never travels the network, right? And it's a ticketing system. So Kerberos is a ticketing system. Okay, wrong spelling. It does AAA, Active Directory. What else? Remote administration of network, provides security. What else? Inventory. Does it do inventory? What is inventory? How many servers we have, how many computers we have, how many groups we have, how many organizational units we have. So one PowerShell command tells you all, right? Even in better reports. So inventory of the network. There are books written on Active Directory. So this is just a brief look at it. But with Active Directory, you have central administration. So I just use the word remote administration. Basically, we have central administration. And seriously? So central administration, we create our network. We start creating our network when we install Active Directory. If we have 50 standalone Windows 2012 servers and we don't install Active Directory, they are just part of a work group. They are separately working. They don't have a central administration, right? So we must have an Active Directory to centrally manage our network, to create basically a network called domain. We call it domain, right? It's a Microsoft network, and we create a domain. So now we're going to talk about some terminology as well, and those terminologies will be coming in our Active Directory installation now. So what is, okay, let me just line those up. Some basic terminologies only that you need to understand just to go ahead now. Then we're going to repeat that, and then I'm going to make you at least remember one-liners for interview, at least, right? What is DNS? What is, I'm going to start diving. What is forest? And then tree. What is tree? And then site. Branches. Okay. That's a good one. Yeah. So it's like in interview, what is tree? Sir, it has branches and it. Are you talking about apple tree, sir? Because I like apples as well. Okay. So please don't do that. Okay. Domain, and then OUs, and then what? Groups. Trustees. Trust relationship. Yeah, that will be coming. Yeah, but this is all the components of Active Directory. So, and domain controller. Well, that should be actually sitting beside that domain. So, what are those? What is forest? Yeah, we are already inside the jungle now. So forest, tree, huh? What is that? So forest, outermost boundary. Anyone knows what's forest? Outermost logical boundary, security boundary as well. Outermost logical boundary, as well as security boundary. Our policies and there are some forest functional levels. So there are some features that are available on the forest level, which is the top level. Just like if it's a country or country in the making, you define some borders in the making. No, it's created, right? A country like 50 years ago, so many countries were created, or 70 years ago. Anyway, so you have to define borders of the country, right? Forest is the logical borders of your network. Any policy, any forest level feature you can implement, that's the top level you can implement from any feature, and it's still logical. And when you install Active Directory, a forest is being created right now, right? So we're going to be installing Active Directory. What is tree? Yes, it's DNS namespace. Provides, so everyone knows what is a family tree? A tree of a family. Grandfather, 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 and you keep on grinding, right? Oh, grinding? No, grandfather. Keep on going up. So down to grandson, grandson. Okay. So now we're going to be creating. Suppose you're creating a company, and you gave it a name, that you put a website there. So let's go for the company. Anyone has a dream company that you're going to be opening, or you already are a CEO of some company here? We can put here. Huh? Erado. So what's the spelling for that? ERADO. So how much I get for the marketing? Okay, suppose there's a company here, EradoNetwork.com. You create that company here. Now this is on the website, but when we are creating local network, we have to give our domain a name, and that name has to be formatted in prefix dot suffix, something dot something. So it could be Toyota dot Dodge, or it could be dot local as well. It could be anything dot anything, right? So if you have EradoNetwork.com as your website, a company, then I would just go for, suppose it's not compulsory that your local network would be named just according to the company name. It's up to you as a system administrator what name you want to give to your local network. But if we just go and stick to this name, Irado network dot local, so this is the name we will give to our Active Directory, but it has to be given in something dot something. You can even give .com.net here. Not advisable, but it's okay. Your networks are going to work. It says don't publish anything with that name on the internet when you already have something on the internet with that name.
Internal network network.com.
Yeah, just change the name. Exactly. It should not be exactly the same name what you already have in the internet, right? So that's why normally they just go for local, right? Or not local, then you can just go for anything, dot something, anything, just put there, right? But it has to be something dot something. It cannot be just one name for your Active Directory domain that you're about to create now for your company, right? So what is, I've taken the site of the site. I've taken the place of the site. We're still talking about tree. Okay, so if I just start creating a diagram here, that would be more useful. And seriously, now I need third paintbrush. So, oops, wrong one. Okay, that's fair. So Microsoft always creates, these igloos when it comes to, no, it's not igloo, it's a triangle. When we come for some, representing companies. Oh, there's one company, there's a branch, there's another branch. So suppose there are two branches here, one company headquarters and one branch here, and we have Irado network. Okay. Okay. So Irado network and dot local. So this is Toronto branch here. Toronto branch. And then we have here London branch. And we're just calling it London dot Irado network dot local. So you can see here that the naming when you're naming your network, it's a child domain right now. So this is the headquarters HQ, this is the child domain. Then you have more companies here, more branches opening, and you as a system administrator, you have to, if you're adding there another child domain, so you will be still adding a lot of names there that will still follow your main DNS namespace or main name of your network, which is Irado network. In the end, you're seeing, it's still London, but london.iradonetwork.com. Or if it's New York dot Irado network, seriously, work.com. Oops, why did I? Local, yeah, exactly. Okay, we can understand, yes, okay, this is namespace. We can understand that the family tree example is applying here, that the ending name is still the trailing name is still the Irado network, whatever name you're giving. Now, what about the resources of those branches and our main branch? So we have 2 servers here, 10 servers here, suppose 10 servers and maybe 2,000 client machines here. Okay, wrong. Okay, so here, if we have server, so we have server 1 here, right? After Active Directory domain is created, we have all our resources are also named that way. If our resources, network resources are part of that domain or that child domain, the trailing name is always that. So let me give an example. Server 01.Irado network. I wish that was a simple or smaller name. Hey, that's a long name. Come on, man. You should have come with a smaller name. ER network. ER or no. Anyway, so ERD. No, but it's Irado network dot local. Yeah, that's the fully qualified, or FQDN, fully qualified domain name. Now, server 1, when I join it to the domain, this is already going to be a domain controller. So Active Directory is installed on server 1 right now. So server 1.Irado network, you will see that whichever machine you join here. So I'm just gonna go for server 2, 3, 4. It will be also at the end this name. If we join Windows 8, it will be client 01.iradonetwork.local. If it is a user, then it will be user 01 at Irado network. If it's a group, so security group or distribution group, it's going to be still group at Irado network. So we're just going for any resource that is part of this domain. It has this trailing name of the main domain name that you've given. This means this has the tree is a DNS namespace that goes ahead with your domain name. Whatever resources, suppose these servers are in Toronto, so we can see just by name over the network. We are watching on all the servers in London, New York, but we will understand just by name, oh, these machines are actually present in headquarters and not in London branch. Let's go for one of the London branch as well, group at. So if we have server 10 here, how do we write that? Server 10, server 01 is already there, right? So server 10 dot Irado network dot local. Okay, so the name just grew a little longer, not little, hold on. So server 10 is this. Now if it has client, same trailing name. If it has users at, same trailing name. Now seeing the resources of London branch, we're going to know right away, oh, this computer is in London branch, it's not in Toronto branch, because the trailing name is london.irado, but it is still part of the Irado network.local, still part of that. So this means there's one single tree and all the resources are still related to that DNS namespace. So that's also, we can see hierarchical structure that server 1 dot Irado network.local, and then server 10 dot London dot Irado network. Maybe in London there's a downtown. There are two branches in London as well, downtown London and uptown London. I don't know if there's uptown. Okay, nearby town London. Okay, so then it will be server 22 dot downtown dot London dot Irado network dot local, and then you have to drink water after that, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's like, that's a long name, man. So still the trailing name is the same. No matter where you are, maybe you branch, then you branch again. There are 10 branches of that main branch, and there are 2 branches of one of the 10 branches as well. The name just keeps going, but the trailing name is still one tree going on. So Irado network is still in the end. This means this is one DNS namespace we are following. This is tree, right? But what about, yeah?
So the whole thing is a tree, like each of those, like London, Toronto, New York, those sites, right?
Sites is the physical portion of that. And this is coming, right? So, but if tree, if we are saying, so suppose under forest is the outermost boundary, right? Under the forest there could be trees. Under the trees there could be domains. Under domains there could be OUs, right? But how do we fit it there? So tree is still a DNS namespace, logical structure as well, hierarchical structure of name that is going on. There could be also 2 trees or 3 trees, 4 trees in one forest. Now that's gonna get crazier. We are already understanding, okay, I can understand this is one tree here because the trailing name is going on. Can there be 2 trees as well?
Yes. If London office wants to maintain their individual active directory, individual domain, then we need to make a separate tree for them.
So what is the example of a tree in the same forest? I created Irado network.local, and this is one tree going on here with all child domains, with all. But when we want to add a second tree, you remember what is tree? DNS namespace, a name. That's it, and all the resources have that name if those are part of that tree. Yeah.
One company has multiple domain names, so in that case, we can create a different tree for individual different name.
Okay, exactly, different name. So as you were saying also, let's just give a small example of that tree. So Scotiabank, TD Bank, they have many products. So there are investment, like capital, or maybe there's Watrous, whatever they call that, or any other product. They have 12 or 13 products. Those products in capital side has their own managers, directors, and they have all a set of their own servers and huge amount of employees, right? And all the other products have huge amount of their employees. So this means that if they want different product teams, they have their own separate name. So capital investment, and then there's Watras, and then there is some other. So a company can have different businesses as well. This is still the same business. You know the concept of group of company? Group of companies, okay, they have Humber College. They may have a car leasing company as well somewhere. They may have a hotel chain somewhere, restaurant chain as well somewhere. That's totally different businesses, right? So if Irado Network was there, suppose if we go to that example, and the parent company opens another business there. So if we go for car leasing company here, and they just bought that cars.com company as well, that's a totally separate business, nothing to do with this Irado Network, which is just offering network services there, right? But they want this domain to be added to the same forest. So let me give an example of that. You have Toronto branch, you have London branch, you have New York branch here. So the employees are working there. It's multi-story building you have purchased and all these. So on the third floor, since your parent company has opened a car leasing as well on very large scale, so they want the car leasing. They already have offices there in Toronto, in London, and in New York. So they have some space for the employees of cars as well, car leasing company as well. So what happens? They say, okay, why don't you guys just take the third floor on those buildings? That building in Toronto, building in London, building in New York. Third floor is your cars. So second floor is all Irado Network employees. Third floor is all car leasing employees, company employees, right? So what happens now? So you say, okay, my employees on car leasing are also coming to the London branch, Toronto branch building, and New York branch building. Why don't they already have a forest here called iradonetwork.local? Okay, why don't I create a independently named domain here, which is called cars.local, and it's a tree domain that we are creating, and we're going to create that just to prove the point that okay, that's how it's created. Technically, that's how it's created. But the case study here is that you're using the same building as the Irado Network guys are using, and your employees are on third story. So why don't we create a separate name domain in the same forest? So in your same forest, you already created iradonetwork.local. In the same forest, you can create another tree domain called cars.local. Nothing to do with iradonetwork.local. But you're creating in the same forest another company's domain, cars.local. Why? The only reason?
What is the benefit?
What is the benefit of that? They could have a separate forest of their own. It's okay. But if you create, yeah?
If, let's say, for some reason, Cars.local needs to access something Irado Network.local, you can create a two-way trust or a one-way trust.
Perfect. Exactly. So that's it. You want to give easy access to each other company's employees, to each other's resources. The cars.local employees can easily access within the same forest, being in the same forest, they can easily access the file servers, the other exchange servers, or other web servers, any other servers, easily than if they were creating a separate forest. Then you would have created a forest trust. There are more steps and more permissions are required. But within the same forest, if you create a tree domain which is of totally different namespace or totally different name, you can still create within the same forest, and the employees can access each other's resources very easily. But tree domain, how to create that, and how to implement that, and how to test it, we're going to do that. This is just an example of there can be more than one tree as well. First of all, we talk about what is tree. It's just a namespace going on. In the end, you will have the same name coming, so it's a hierarchical structure of the name. And you're going to know the resources. You can apply the group policies, and you can actually handle the resources easily. but when we come down to the concepts here, so it's a DNS namespace tree provide. So why did I type it provides? Okay, anyway, so I was gonna write something else, but then I thought I write this. So hey, there's a rubber. I love that. Okay, anyway, so so irradionetwork.com we created, or any other domain name we are creating now. Now we're gonna creating actually humberdomain.local, right? In our Active Directory, and its administrator we're gonna rename as Humber admin. But here, if we have a tree, any company, group of company can have separate trees. So many group of companies would have gone to Microsoft, hey, we have this kind of structure. We own 10 different companies with 10 different businesses. I cannot go with that one name with which I'm creating my first Active Directory domain. So that's why Microsoft would have said, okay, we have a tree domain here as well. You're a group of companies, but your employees still want to collaborate with each other easily. So just give them tree domain. Keep your company name separate, but still they can work together, right? So when it comes to forest trust and when it comes to tree domain, child domain, we're going to talk about that. We're going to implement that as well. But anyway, we understand what's tree, right? That's a DNS namespace, an article structure of name, and through that name you can understand. You can actually know which resources are where, and wherever you want to put policies there, you can put the policies there, right? So tree is clear. But we're going to, again repeat that as well, and we're going to keep on repeating when this subject comes. What is site? Most probably it's a physical location. So Humber has how many sites? Physical locations? Lakeshore, and this one north, and 2. There are 3. Yeah, I just come here, so I just know one number. Yeah, there is Lakeshore as well, but yeah, okay, 2. So we have 2 sites, right? Most probably it's a physical location, but we can actually, if we change the subnet as well, we can still create a separate site. There are 2 ways but when we refer to site, it's always a physical location. We're going to be talking about Active Directory sites and services. That's where we're going to implement that. Yes. Okay. So what is site? Why there is this component available? So separate physical location. Active Directory must know how many sites we have. Then we need to tell Active Directory how many what are the subnets there, and what is the speed with which we are connected to each branch together. So separate physical location site. Also, it's you could the main thing to remember here, within one site, DCs talk to each other every 45 seconds. Now understand this. We're going to talk about it now. Between 2 sites, DCs replicate or talk. It's the same thing. Replicate / talk every 180 minutes or 3 hours. So within one site, this is one site. We have how many machines could be there, and maybe they are all joined to the domain. So there could be 1,000, 2,000 machines here in this campus or more. So they might have 10 domain controllers here or 20 domain controllers here. I guess it's 5 or 6. I never went to their data center. So if they have suppose 10 domain controllers must talk to each other. Hey, I have an update. Somebody created 10 users on me. So can you just get that copy, second domain controller and third and fourth and 10th domain controller? Do you all have that update, which I have? So what's going on here? Within one site, if I go back to that diagram here, within one site, domain controllers talk to each other every 45 seconds. They update each other as soon as there is an update. As soon as you create one user, so there are maybe 3 or 4 administrators here, right? 3 or 4 administrators. One administrator connected to this domain controller. There was a ticket. Hey, from accounts department, please create 10 users. I just employed 10 more users here. They're joining us. This is a username. This is the name. Please create a username password for them. So you as a system administrator connected to the first domain controller. Second administrator got another ticket for the same site that, those 10 users, they want 10 machines as well. So can you help join them as well? It's not job administrator, it's the desktop support that do that. Okay, you can create a distribution group for those. So another administrator got a ticket, create a group for them. For those 10 users, they are actually contractors. So they're not permanent employees, so create a separate group for them. So second administrator connects here. So first administrator created 10 accounts here. As soon as that change happened, 45 seconds, other domain controllers, 45 seconds to 1 minute, according to your network speed, the other domain controllers will know it right away. Why other domain controllers must know there are 10 users created on the first domain controller?
For redundancy.
Redundancy and access as well. Those 10 users, if they want to log in, their login request or AAA authentication request might go to this one. They were created here, but the request might go to this domain controller. Any domain controller can take it, right? The request. So whichever is the nearest. So as soon as the request goes to the third domain controller, if they were not updated, the third domain controller will reject their request to log in. And then the employees cannot log in. They will again tell the secretary. Secretary will raise the ticket. Hey, didn't you just create the account and you close that ticket? This means you created it, right? But they cannot log in. So then you, as a system administrator, go there and check the event logs, and you see, oh, there is no replication going on between the domain controllers, or with that particular domain controller where the request went. So domain controllers must be replicating, talking to each other as soon as there is an update, right? The users could be connected to any domain controller, and any domain controller could be giving authentication, serving that authentication request. So within one site, every 45 seconds, all domain controllers must be updated. 45 seconds to 1 minute. Between sites, 180 minutes.
But you can also
Why?
customize that, right?
Anytime we can customize it by default. It's 180 minutes, and when we do the Active Directory sites and services, exactly, you're right. So it's we can change it to 90 minutes. We can change it to 30 minutes, which is not a good idea. We have to see our network, but it can be easily customized. Yeah, you're right. So if we go to the diagram here, so there's a domain controller here, and there's a domain controller here now. There are 3 domain controllers here as well. They need to be updated as well. But there's a WAN connection. Anyone knows? Is it a good idea to send 45-second updates over a WAN connection between 2 domain controllers?
No, much traffic.
Too much traffic? Suppose there's too much traffic, so what?
But
No.
bandwidth.
Bandwidth. WAN is always much slower than LAN, right?
Bandwidth is expensive.
WAN bandwidth, companies are paying a large amount already, and if the data still starts dropping, we cannot send, as you said, we cannot send too much traffic there. No way, right? So WAN connection is always for smaller traffic, lesser traffic. It's the internet connection, right? DSL connection, if the companies are mostly connected to. You may want to then upgrade your connection if you're sending so much traffic, but don't send a lot of traffic through WAN, right?
Unless 2 sites have dark fiber cable or something.
Then go ahead. If you're that rich, yeah. So
That's really rich.
that's like richy rich. That's like
You can always force a replication if it's something that needs to be updated faster.
yeah. So we can force replication, which is also, we can go to Active Directory sites and services, and we're going to test that too when we install Active Directory. So what's going on here? Between 2 sites, remember that 180 minutes is the default number. We can change it according to our network connectivity. What's the bandwidth we already have? What are we paying? Does it have even capacity to send more traffic? So we have to decide that according to, as a system administrator, when you join, you always sit quiet and watch first. It's not like send that traffic. Oh, sir, I configured everything. Exchange service sending traffic now, and web service sending traffic to all the branches. They're all updated, and your WAN connection is down, and everyone is disconnected, and that person's fired. Oh, okay. So the thing is that we sit and watch. We put performance monitors there, and we check our bandwidth, and then we kind of hit and trial, but we know what we're doing. It's like you're increasing the traffic. Already some users saying, hey, it's very slow update going on there. For third party, maybe it's a hospital. So hospital applications are also updating as well. Maybe it's a banking applications, third party applications are updating as well as you're sending your Active Directory traffic as well. So you as a system administrator have to make sure that you know how WAN is being used, right? So we get to know that between sites and within site domain controllers talk this fast. So site is physical location. When you create a separate site, it's a separate physical location. But you have to go to Active Directory sites and services and actually tell that, hey, we have a third location, or fourth location, fifth location, seventh location. So it's up to yeah. That would be bandwidth issue mostly, but it's not only bandwidth issue. It could be the domain controller itself having some trouble. Maybe the network card is not good. Maybe there is some corruption in the Windows. It could be many things. When we go to replication, they talk about a lot of topics that it could, anything of that which is not working could cause that. Especially when bandwidth is full and the connection has dropped or too much data is there which is not supposed to be there. So it could cause many of the network issues as well as the traffic issues could cause that. Okay, so what is domain? Domain administrative unit. It's just like Prime Minister House. Well, from there you can administer day-to-day tasks, right? So when you create a domain, you create a first domain. When you create a first domain, you create a first site, first tree, first forest, first everything. Everything is created. You just then expand. Maybe you have a branch, then you add that branch. Maybe you have 10 more servers, you start adding, and the network gets growing. It starts growing, right? So if you have two sites within the forest will always remain the same, one only. But tree, if you're really that big company, group of companies are many other, and you decide at once, hey, let's add another company with different business and let's just. Otherwise, when you start, we go slow, right? But it's not compulsory as well. So under one forest, there could be more than one tree, but one tree normally is there. Then it could be 10 sites already, 10 branches already, right? So if it's a medium to big, large size company, and domain is the administrative unit. If you install Active Directory anywhere, it could be a child domain you can create on that. It could be just a domain controller which is helping the actual root DC. So let me just draw that as well. So the first domain controller that we are going to install now, it is, what is it called? Anyone knows that? It's the root DC of the domain. No, I'm going to the domain controller first. Yeah. So and then there are helper DCs here, or we call it replica DC. So root DC, and then any other second or third DC, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, they're all replica. They are exact replica of the first domain controller. Whatever the first domain controller has, the second one, third one also must be updated to that, except for the FSMO roles that we're going to talk later. 5 roles, that could be just one, any one or 2 or 3. So what is domain? It's a main administrative unit where we do day-to-day tasks. So you want to create anything, you want to modify anything, you want to delete anything, that's all done on the domain level. That's where administration, day-to-day administration is handled. So tree, when we talk about tree, it's just created. I mean, once you create a name, that's it. You keep adding, the logical hierarchy is starting to create. But wherever you do all the changes, modifications, and creations, deletions, that's on the domain level. You do that, right? So we're going to be creating our domain. We're going to be installing our domain when we install Active Directory, right? So domain is equals networks, but when you do practically, it's the administrative unit. From there, you make all the changes. From there, you can create a second tree. From there, you can actually launch anything else. But it's the day-to-day administrative unit where you do all the tasks. And domain controller, that hosts the domain. That's where when you install Active Directory, it's a domain controller. If you don't have Active Directory, it's either a member server or a standalone server. And standalone server just means any other server which is not joined to anything, right? It's just standing alone, right? So, domain administrative unit. I'm going to give you ebook available there as well, and some study guides there. You can get a lot of information. Domain controller hosts the Active Directory. Oops. Hosts the Active Directory. Oh, all right. Change the accent. What is OU? OU. Okay. OU. Okay. Organizational unit. As the name says, yeah.
The group policy and other all permissions, everything lies on organizational unit.
Exactly.
Like in office, we have different branches, so like departments.
Departments.
We can create OU for that.
So we're going to create OUs as well. We're going to learn that, but basically it's where you organize the whole company, right? You can organize according to branches. You can organize according to, when you create an OU, under the OU you can put users and computers and child OUs and groups, and the main facility gives, first is, suppose you have accounts department, accounts OU you create. It's like a yellow folder there in the Active Directory. And then management department, marketing department, security department, and the list goes on. You can create, because every department has users and computers, right? Main components are users and computers. That's it. Computers could be servers or client. Users could be just users, right? So OUs can handle that, but the main thing also is that group policies can be implemented on that level, as well as site and domain level. But on OUs you can gather users and computers, and then you can implement group policies. There are 1,500 plus group policies. What is a group policy anyway?
For example, if I want to restrict my users to access pen drive, the whole network, you can make a group policy.
Yeah, so there are 1,500 plus group policies. This means that any portion of your client Windows machine or servers you can access, you can restrict access to that, you can allow access to that. Maybe you want to disable Internet Explorer's some features, some internet options there. Floppy drives, exactly. You can block USB. Hey, you connect USB and it's just not detecting.
Programming a solution and other things.
We can also deploy software applications that are just .msi. We're going to do that on the group policy day. We're going to just do all the group policy stuff. So through group policy you control your network, right? So but group policies are attached either to any OUs you create. Once you create an account, so you will add users of accounts department, computers of account department, right? So that's how we can organize our all departments and show in Active Directory. What is groups? What are groups?
Number of users, number of
What? Yeah, you can group together users, but what does it do? Okay. Yeah.
Separate, so you can have a marketing group and you put it in that, or accounting and you put it in that, and then it's easier to push out a policy to a specific group.
Yes. But I said yes. I did not say yes.
But
It's like
some users have access to certain things.
access. So two things you can do: collect users into one group. You can create a accounting group as well. Maybe there's a group of managers. You can create managers group. You can group together any amount of users by under any name. Once they are grouped together, so once they're not grouped together, it's like when they're member of a group. What do? Suppose there is a group, security group you created. First of all, there's a security group and distribution group. Security groups, if you're part of a security group, you can be given access to file servers, access to any other, maybe a printer. Yeah, you can be given access to any other network resource through a group, and you can also be given privileges. A group can be added to another group which already has privileges. There's an administrators group. Administrator is the king of the jungle, so that's a very bad mistake to add any group there. That's a bad mistake to even add a user there without permission, right? whoever gets added to the administrators group, which is already created by Microsoft, these are built-in groups, that member, that username, that user gets all the privileges of administrator, which is the king of the jungle. You can do anything, right?
Depending on what groups are distributed or distribution, it's also emailing, right?
So distribution groups, a security group can also be email enabled, but yes, if we have messaging environment, if we have Exchange server, then we can mail enable it as well. But distribution, what is distribution? So security group is for access and adding privileges to the users, for the users. But what is the distribution group?
For me,
Exactly. So exactly. So if you want members of accounts, suppose you create a distribution group for accounts department. So there will be just one email address for that group, and just send email to that group address, email address, and it will go to all the members. Just like we have Google group, right? So distribution group is there. It will only work if we have Exchange server, if we have a messaging server in our environment. Otherwise, it's not going to work. In our environment, it's not going to work. Yeah.
So groups related to users and organization related to
Users and computers. No, users and computers. Actually, computers can have group as well. But
So what's the difference between
exactly. So what's the difference between OU and groups? You cannot implement group policies on groups directly. You can implement group policies on OUs. But you can OUs, if you're a user and you're part of a OU, on the basis of OU, you cannot be given access to any file server or any printer. The groups can be added to any other file servers. Maybe there's a shared folder for accountants only. You can add a user there in the shared folder. You can add a group there as well. All the members of the group will have access to the shared folder, which has accounting sheets, which is a protected area, suppose. Yeah.
I don't think you can add permissions to apply permissions to OU, right? Permissions.
Group policies.
Yeah, for group policy, yeah, but no, you cannot apply.
No. Permissions, no way. Groups, we can add permissions. We can give permission to a group to access any file server, any server. But group policies. So the confusion is there. Group and group policies. I'm adding group policies. I haven't even written there what is group policies. But OUs first is to organize users and computers according to departments, according to branches, according to skills even. Technical department, or maybe any skill you can, managers OU as well.
In terms of job responsibility.
Yeah, in terms of job responsibility or in terms of locations, you can create OUs, and then you can connect a huge amount of group policies there. Group policies and groups are totally different things. That's why it's a bit confusing right now. But when we do the exercise for that, lab for that, we're going to be very clear about that. But groups give access. Organizational units are there just to organize all the departments and add users to that. But I'm going to show you that, and then it's going to be much more clear.
Multiple
Right.
groups can use a single group policy. Multiple groups can use
Yes.
one group policy.
Yeah, within the group policy, there is an area where you can actually add groups as well. So we're going to be showing that as well. But right now, it's the infrastructure. Groups can give you access to resources. Organizational units are just to organize, hey, this computer and user is for this department, this user and computer is for that department, right? But there are much more features to that. So when we get to those, we're going to be actually testing everything, right? Okay, so what is remaining here? Nothing. Let's go and do some action. Right? 5 minutes? Okay.
let's continue. You go back to
Oh yeah. So do you want a break?
no.
Oh. So if you want a break, because it's democracy, so yes, you can. This one or
One before that.
this one, right? Oh, okay. So okay, we are having a break here, and since hey, that's the only break you're having, so it could be 10 or 15 minutes. Don't go ahead than that, because we have long lab to do, right? And you all have to do, and you have to understand, right?
We're still sitting on the close.
No, we can keep that there. Active Directory, where we are. Let's just keep it there. Okay, that's all right. So let's get back from the break. We are starting on server 1. So let me put that magnifico or magnifier. So we are all at this screen. Yes. Okay, so we can just go for promote this server to domain controller, or first time, so I'm just going to show you that. If you click here, it says configuration required for Active Directory domain services at server 01-MSI. Promote this. So if you click here or you click here, it's the same thing, right? So let's just click anywhere. So it's going to just open the same window, right? Oh, what? So what? Everyone there? All right. So let us go to add a domain controller to this. Okay. So add a domain controller to an existing domain, add a new domain to an existing forest, and add a new forest. So let's stick to add a domain controller to an existing domain to create a new forest. That was no fun. Okay. So, okay, let's create a new forest. So add a new forest and Humber domain dot local. Humber domain. It's not case sensitive, just going for the spelling there. Humber domain dot local. Everyone did that? Who did done? Humber domain dot local. And click next. Everyone there? Everyone there? There? Oh. Next. So if you say no, I will stay. If everyone's quiet, this means I'm okay. I'm gonna go, right? So now this is the area. All right. So select functional level for of the new forest. So you can see forest functional level here and domain functional level here. And if we drop down this, you can see on the forest functional level there's 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, 2012 R2. So if I choose that, what would be the reason I would do that? Yeah.
We can migrate the 2008 infrastructure to this new infrastructure.
Which means backward compatibility, as you said. Exactly. So it's backward compatibility if you have already 2008 domain controllers, then you can stay here. If you have 2008 member servers and you want to go ahead, it's okay. Choose 2012, doesn't matter. But if you have 2008 domain controllers, DCs, Active Directory with it, so you cannot go ahead to 2012 R2, otherwise they will be effectively disconnected. They're not gonna function, right? You must have 2008 here for backward compatibility, right?
I'm sure in 2008 there is a concept forest concept is there.
Yeah. 2003 as well. In 2000 only there's a jungle concept. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Yeah.
So if they maintain a separate forest, so what will happen?
Sorry, again?
If if I have infrastructure with 2008 and
Yeah.
there is a forest and I'm creating a new forest,
Yeah.
then what will happen?
So if you're creating, you don't want to be part of that forest for the new 2012 machines, if you don't want to include it there, then create a new forest and then create a forest trust and then migrate everything. Give permissions and migrate. I'm going to do forest trust as well. But this is for backward compatibility. Main thing to understand, if you have domain controllers that are older, if you have member servers means they are just servers without Active Directory, right? You can install any third-party applications there, right? But if that or any roles, but if as long as Active Directory role is not there, it's okay to even go ahead and choose the latest one. But if I choose this on forest functional level, so what is functional level anyway? What is it offering? What's so special about 2012 forest functional level?
Additional features.
Yes, additional features. So every forest functional level, there are some forest level features new features that are introduced on that top level, forest level, right? Can anyone name a forest level feature? AD recycle bin is one of the forest level features. There are many other security features that are introduced when you introduce a new operating system. Yeah. AD recycle bin was introduced in as a forest level feature in 2008. So, but we're going to be doing that for that too.
I think it's in 2008.
Yeah, 2008 also. So this can also be, forest. So for which feature you can you want to introduce? Maybe for backward compatibility you chose 2008 here. So this means you cannot make use of the latest features that are introduced on 2012 unless you upgrade your 2008 domain controllers to 2012. Then you can move to forest function level of 2012 R2. Then you can use those new features of forest, to 2012 R2. I'm going to go to that. Yeah.
If you have an existing infrastructure and existing needs, and you want to add a newer service, you have to raise that new functional level on the whole.
Yeah.
You can't just go from, do that 2003 and start adding newer services. You gotta really
Exactly. So if they're older, you have child domains, especially if you have 2008 functional level. So you can just upgrade that functional level as well once you upgrade your upgrade the 2008 servers to 2012 in your child domains, in your other branches, right? Yeah.
At the previous screen, we chose a
Previous
new
screen?
forest.
Yeah.
So when we have a new forest,
That's a total new network.
so why we do not discuss about the previous version?
So this is we're doing, but now I'm going for production environment where in a company, suppose you're in a company where the situation is that you have older machines as well. Then you decide what to do. Here we're going for 2012 R2,
A forest is, the
outermost.
out boundary. So
Out,
we
yeah.
are creating a new forest.
Exactly. Right now here we're creating a new forest in our private environments only, right? Yeah.
So when we choose a new forest,
Yeah.
the users,
A previous. No,
focus-
we don't have a 2008 forest already or 2008 domain already. So we're gonna go straight to 2012 new forest. If you get a job as a system administrator and then you see that
So if we would the second choice, our choice.
second one, which is add a new domain to an existing forest. So if we are this has its own scenarios. The top one has its own scenarios. The top one is add domain controller to an existing domain. This means that a helper domain controller to the same domain we are adding. Second one is add a new domain to an existing forest. What does that mean? Either you can add child domain or a tree domain, right? So if I click that, it's going to show that, right? But you must have a working forest first to add an existing domain, right? If I go to this existing domain, it lets us, yeah. So it's going to first ask, hey, where is your forest? Yeah, child domain. But we cannot, in our case, we don't even have a basic domain or basic network ready. So that's why we are going for create a new forest. Whenever you create from scratch, totally scratch, right? So we always create a new forest when we do that. But other options, later when we have successfully installed Active Directory and it's working fine, then we can go again to Active Directory on another server and then we can choose either top option or the second option there. We're going to discuss about the scenarios of that. Why would we choose that? But right now we're creating a new domain, so that's why, right? Okay. So here, if we were in a production environment, if you have older domain controllers 2008, you would go for that. Suppose I just select this, which I will actually. Okay, first of all, if I select this one, then the domain functional level also supports all of them, right? If I select the top one as just 2008 R2, it's going to select onwards from there, right? The previous non-R2 will not show. And of course, if I just select 2012, it's just going to show only 2. It will not go to previous one. So forest level, when we upgrade, we have to be very careful about that, right? If we have already 2008 domain controller, don't go for this, right? So you have to be very careful when you're talking about forest function level, and you cannot take it back. Once you go ahead, then you will have to install either total new, or you cannot just go back. There's no back step now. Yeah, exactly. So, but let's just go for 2012 R2 because when we are doing the migration lab, we're going to be creating another environment for that. But now we want to basically learn our Windows 2012 R2 So that's why we're going to just keep to the latest features, because latest features will be then available, right? So what is DNS? Domain name. So what does it do? So in an interview, I'm asking you, okay, can you tell me DNS? And you reply what?
Resolve domain name to IP address.
That's it?
IP address.
Okay, that's more completer. So it is all hostnames to IP address and IP address to hostname. So as an interviewer, then I ask you, okay, can you give an example of let me go straight forward to, if we don't have DNS in our local environment, what is your answer now? And there are 200 users or 2000 users and 10 domain controllers, and the DNS went down. So what happens on the end user side first? Okay, that's a lot of answers. Like, I'm tuning the radio onto it, and then I'm gone. Okay. So, anyone?
An external DNS, Google DNS or
No, there are. So suppose as an interviewer, I'm asking question that we have a local network here, 2000 users, and one domain controller having a DNS server, and or DNS server is installed on second server. Suppose we lost the DNS role. DNS role is not working, or the DNS role holder server is crashed. On the user end side, there are 2000 users. What will happen first? What kind of phone calls will you receive? I cannot do what?
They can't log in. They can't access network. They can't access network resources.
They cannot log in.
They can log in, yes, they lose access to all the network drives.
Microsoft Word connects to each other by name, right? Not by IP. So if you don't have access to resources, yes, nothing will happen then. Your Microsoft network will effectively go down. It's not going to work if DNS name resolution is not working. So it resolves host names to IP addresses and IP addresses to host names. And if we don't have naming services available, then your Microsoft network is not going to. Network will not work. Okay. So yeah, DNS is very crucial. We're going to be installing our own DNS, local DNS server here. Yeah.
So how do you say that network won't work? You mean they can't log on with them?
Authentication is still going on, but for that they have to access that server to get authenticated, right? So IP based, authentication will still go on. The thing is that the Outlook is starting and it's looking for Exchange server. So by name Exchange server you cannot access, and any name resolution you're accessing another server, a file server, you want to access that, and by name you double click that name and try to access that server. By name anything you're accessing, that's not going to work, right?
Roaming profile.
Roaming profile also, they have to communicate by name with each other, exactly. So majority of your tasks, effectively all your tasks will not work. Major tasks will not work. So
local profile will work. Orchestration local profile.
Local profile, yeah. So if you're logging in from workstation, so again, whatever services you're trying to use, if it's trying to communicate with the server, you're saying local, so anyway, yeah, local profile is cache profile that's going to be there. Yeah. So whatever network services, it has to be by name, and DNS is the only role that's going to let you use the name to connect to any service.
We have multiple DNS.
Yes, we can, definitely. So alternate DNS server here, we can add even third, fourth DNS servers we can add, right? So DNS server, yes, we desperately need that. So let's uncheck that, right? I'm just kidding. Okay. Hey, don't uncheck that. Okay. But why is there an uncheck button? But when we desperately need it, without that, yeah.
If you have an existing DNS server, then
Somewhere else, yeah. If you already DNS servers could be standalone DNS servers as well, right? It's not compulsory. It could be Linux-based DNS servers as well, right? So, what is global catalog server? Catalog. What is catalog? Indexing a list of things. So, global catalog. Global means across the forest. Here means. So global catalog, we need to remember it helps us with forest-wide search and user log on. Two things. Forest-wide search. What is forest-wide search? Forest-wide search. So you have 10 branches. You're sitting in New York, and your HQ is in headquarters in Toronto. So you're looking for a printer from there. A printer in the Toronto branch.
Throughout the forest.
Throughout the forest wide, throughout the forest. Yeah. Throughout the forest, from any branch, you want to search for any server, for any printer that has been published in Active Directory. So because of global catalog, you're going to be able to search that successfully. So this means that every branch, wherever you have domain controller, if you add the global catalog role as well, that's always recommended. Not compulsory, always recommended, because suppose you're in New York and global you have a domain controller, but you uncheck this option, global catalog server there. You know, the first domain controller must have it, that's why it's grayed out. Second, third, it's not compulsory to have it, right? But it's recommended to have it. So global catalog servers, if you have in the New York branch as well, and you're searching for a printer in Toronto, so locally it will have that information already available for you. If global catalog role is not there, it's not a role, so global catalog is not there in New York branch, what will happen? You put in the search the printer name of Toronto, Tor printer 1, so it's going to go over the WAN connection, it's going to go to the Toronto domain controller global catalog server, and it will search, and then it will give you the result from over the WAN again. You're creating an unnecessary WAN traffic. Just put a global catalog server role there as well in your branch. So locally you will have search results or faster search results, and it's going to update. One global catalog server will update the other global catalog server over the WAN at different schedules. Yep. And FSMO. So we're going to be talking about FSMO roles in detail, and we're going to do a crash test as well. We're going to crash our domain controller, and then we're going to check how to seize and transfer FSMO roles. So that's going to be a lab. So we're going to be doing a lot. But
That's good experience.
yeah,
That's really good experience. You never know when that's going to happen.
exactly. You have to go through it. It's like a swimming course. It's like a swimming course. You have to go in the water, right, to learn how to swim, or driving course. You have to drive a car to drive a car. Yeah, cool. And especially it's gonna get interesting in clustering lab, failover clustering. It's gonna be really down and dirty. That's the job getter topic. Do you know clustering?
We're going to do load balancing too.
Oh yeah, clustering is a granddad anyway of load balancing. But load balancing definitely it's also very important. So load balancing and clustering, same one-day topic, right? And round robin as well, right? So global catalog, user log on help, user log on, as well as throughout the forest help or throughout the forest search or forest wide search. If you memorize that, that's very good, because I'm going to be asking you in next all. What does GC, because GC will come again and again, because we're going to be installing Active Directory again and again for child domain, for replica DC, for tree domain, for creating a new forest trust. So Active Directory will be coming. As soon as it comes, I'm going to ask you, what is GC? So two things. So if you have memorized it, user log on as well as, but what's the definition of global catalog? So as an interviewer, I'm asking you, what is global catalog? So what does it do? Yes, you know that. What's the definition of that? What is GC, global catalog server? Yeah, it does forest-wide search. So it has partial information of all the objects in the forest. That's the definition. That's one liner you start with in interview. It has the partial information of all the objects in the forest. Objects is users, computers, servers, printers, OUs, whatever you create in Active Directory, it's an object, right? So global catalog has the partial information, not full information. Partial information is good enough to at least lead you to the right direction. Hey, there is that object that you are searching for, looking for, right? Indexing. So it does the indexing, and it creates all that database of its own, but it's partial information, not the full information. It doesn't need full information for anything. It just needs to, hey, there's that user, there's that printer in that branch you're looking for. Oh, this name, this is in that London branch. So it just needs enough information to lead you there, or to get you the access to that. Right? Access is a separate topic. It at least leads you there. If you have access, suppose you're searching for a printer, but it only the accounts group is added and you're in the management group. So you can see the printer, but you don't have access to that. So, so it leads you there. The search, it comes up in the search, and also those objects which are published in Active Directory, right? Normally, printers you have to manually add to the Active Directory if you want to search. If in the search results the printers should be coming. But we're going to be installing printer and print servers and talk about printers as well. Okay, read-only domain controller. What is that? DC. Okay, it's a DC. That's read-only. But what does that mean? So this means there's a read and write domain controller and there's a read-only domain controller. What's the difference?
Just take the information. It's not
You can't write
functional. Functional means it's not allowed to access other authentication.
You can add users.
It doesn't add.
You can make any change.
Okay, as you all said, you cannot make changes on read-only domain controller. You can make changes on the read and write domain controller. Read-only domain controller does not save credentials locally. So in case of theft, physically somebody takes away read-only domain controller. Read-only domain controller are for those were meant for those branches where you don't have enough security. So actually, then I'm starting to use the word, hey, somebody actually took away that, right? Or if there's a hacker there, or remotely a hacker could get access to that. So credentials. What are credentials? Username, passwords, right? Credentials are not locally stored on read-only domain controller. So if the hacker gets access to read-only domain controller, there are no passwords to crack. That's the only thing that's interesting there, right? What else is there? So in read and write domain controller, the password, the credentials are locally available. If you know what you're doing and if you have the right applications, just don't do that still. Video. Okay. So but anyway, so read-only domain controller is for those places where there's no security, physical security, and also it does not save credentials. We're going to do the lab for that. Then we're going to understand more of this scenarios. What is DSRM? Directory Services Restore Mode. What do we restore from? Okay, what else? There are many scenarios. One of those is this: you lose anything, any object are deleted, and you restore from backup.
Change the domain name and other things. Then we need to restore.
Okay, we can just do the restore from backup as well as do some go back from snapshot. But snapshot, there's another lab for that. Then you can understand. Okay, is there a relation between the two or not? But restore mode, we in every environment when you join there, we take a backup of every critical thing, right? Critical resources. There's a full backup on the weekends and incremental backup during weekdays, right? What's the difference between what is incremental backup? Increments, changes, whatever happened yesterday. Full is everything. So incremental backups and full backups are being taken, and at certain point, if you lose some object, lose something, or lose a whole server, or the database of Active Directory, or actually Active Directory is just like this. But if it's Exchange, Active Directory crashes itself. So not itself, Directory crashes, but itself. Oh, I'm going to crash myself. So no, it's then you go to restore mode and restore from backup, right? So why is there a password there? So suppose there's a very serious scenario here, and I'm a junior administrator, and you're my senior administrator, and I want you to be kicked out because I want to become a senior administrator, of course, obviously. So there are 10 years back old backups. I just take the you're on vacation and like, hey, take over the network, and I'm like, yeah, sure. go. Good luck coming back. So then I go for 2 years back or 10 years back backup tapes, and then access those tapes. Go there. Since my senior administrator gave me the password for this, thank you, senior administrator. And then I put the tape back, and the whole Active Directory goes 10 years back, right? So whatever applications it was connecting to, they're all like, huh? Where are my users? Huh? They were 10,000 users were created during that. The company expanded to that level, but the company is now, and I'm also going for vacation. After 1 month, what happened? Oh yeah, they need a new system administrator, and the old one was on vacation, and this happened. So put a password and don't give it to your junior administrator. No, I'm just kidding. You can trust your junior administrator. But the thing is, it needs security here, right? Otherwise, you know what can happen. That's just a made-up story. It doesn't happen anywhere. I didn't see that. Okay. Disclaimer. Yeah, exactly. It's the same as the password. So, small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 2 3. Wherever you see the password, this is it. Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 2 3. Right. So this page. Any question on this page? So we are all literally on the same page, right? All right. Let us go ahead. Now we talk about DNS. Oh, Microsoft, good product. Okay, I was just imitating some other teacher. So, okay, so what is this? A delegation. A delegation for this. It, you know, basically it's just saying that, hey, I cannot find a local DNS installed. We know that, buddy, we're installing DNS, so would you quit it? So there is no DNS right now to search for, right? It's just looking for, hey, where's that DNS? So we're just gonna ignore this because we're in the process of installing a DNS server, right?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yep.
On the previous page, there was an option for advanced at the bottom. Is there any options there that you ever use?
Bottom, there is no option. This is just information.
Just information?
Yeah, it's an information page. Okay, next, and yeah, it's looking for DNS. We are in the process, so we can ignore this.
So did you create the delegation?
Nope.
No.
We let the Active Directory do that. Active Directory installation is going to create our forward lookup zone as well, and it's going to give delegation to this server. So next, and what is this? Verify the NetBIOS name assigned to the domain and change it if it's necessary. And it's giving just one name. Microsoft says always it's something prefix dot suffix, right? So it's something dot something. You have to make. You cannot just go with one name. But then it offers this as well. There are some legacy or old applications that are still accessing, you know, our Active Directory with single name. So for those, this is the name. You can even change that name. Or there are some applications that have that. Even new applications, the vendors are maybe not Active Directory aware. And they're like, oh, our application, this is $1 million application, but it just accesses any directory services with single name. So do you have that? Do you support that, Microsoft as well? Mr. Microsoft, do you support that? So Microsoft says, yes, we support that too. So you can also join a computer to domain with just single name, which is not recommended, right? Always use, when you're joining a computer domain, use the FQDN, fully qualified, not FQDN, the full domain name. What is FQDN? I'm just saying that. Fully qualified domain name. What is it? So it's the server name, that domain name. So when we join the domain, we cannot put FQDN, right? We put domain name only, right? Oh, I just mentioned the two, so I have to say, oh, they're not the same. Okay, next. So yes, it's single name that some applications, if they want to access that, some other directory services that they want to access our Active Directory with a single name, and they don't support something dot something to retrieve information from our Active Directory. So this is the area.
So we can add local if we want.
Here, no. It should not be. Leave it like, you know. Or change the name, but not. Okay, what is database folder? Active Directory has a database. ntds.dit, D-I-T, right? So that folder, this is the path c/Windows ntds. Okay, so Active Directory database, and it has to have a folder there. But what is log files?
All the internet activity we do.
events taking place in the Active Directory, whatever is going on in the Active Directory with timestamp, it's there. So there has to be some text files that should have a record of what's going on in the Active Directory, right? So all the log files are in NTDS. What is sysvol? Okay, good. What does it do?
User information and everything. I mean, Active Directory all information which is stored in sysvol.
I think that NTDS resides in sysvol.
What is the purpose of sysvol? No, then we're going to go with the location as well.
Container.
Huh?
It's a container.
It's a container of what?
Container for NTDS, I guess.
Yes. No. The previous guy, yes.
Yeah, you said.
Hey, did you see other videos? Okay, no. Because no one was getting there and you exactly pinpoint, bullseye. So it's the repository and distribution point of group policies and scripts. So again, it's a repository. So group policies and scripts not only live there, but they are also distributed from there. So it's a repository and distribution point. It's not just sitting there in the repository, it is distributed from there as well. Distribution point of group policies and scripts. Then we're going to go inside and check DCs talk to each other through this as well. But it is a repository and distribution point of group policies and scripts.
Can we change the paths?
Very important.
We can, yeah.
Is it a standard practice to do it this way or for security reasons?
Oh. Well, it's okay to change the path. I didn't see many of them changing it because Active Directory does not grow like at once. And you know, when you're installing Active Directory, so on the disks it is being installed. They are always either RAID 1 or RAID 10 or RAID 5, right? We're going to be talking about RAID as well. What is RAID 1 anyway, since we're talking about now? 2 disks, it's mirroring, right? So half of the capacity is being used, and if one disk is lost, still your operating system is up and running fine. So it's already secure, but it's since they give that option, some administrators do that, yes. So put it on D drive, all that path, or separate it, sysvol separate and NTDS. Yeah, they do that. Yeah. Some don't, some do. It's up to you.
OS should be installed in RAID 1.
Yeah, so RAID 1 is always for OS applications, RAID 5 for RAID 10.
Data for RAID 5.
Yep. So sysvol we understand, log files we understand, databases we understand, but we're going to go there. Where's the database? We're going to go inside after Active Directory is installed. We're going to check that. So let's go ahead. Next. Okay, this is a summary. What is this? View script. So summary is there. View script is exactly. So if we click that view script, it has created a PowerShell and unattended, code it has given to us to install Active Directory unattended for any of the next server. This is the PowerShell script through which, with these answers remembering, it will deploy Active Directory anywhere else. So it will be kind of unattended, although it's not a very long process. But if you suppose there are 300 branches and you've been, you just acquired a new company that didn't have Active Directory presence on any branch, so now you're given that weekend to deploy Active Directory on 300 branches. So that's a huge task. So everything has a PowerShell alternative. You can do anything in PowerShell as well. So this is the PowerShell script to deploy Active Directory. But in this case, the answers are also there. If you're deploying the child domain, you would just go for their humberdomain.local instead, london.humberdomain.local, or you can change the answers and check first and then deploy them. But it's a script to do the same thing we are doing in the graphical interface. Next. You can run the same script now. So it's giving you the opportunity to save that script if you want to install that. But these are the answers it remembered, right? So we can install later Active Directory in PowerShell as well with our own, set of questions and answers. or answers actually. Questions are there. So anyway, next. So now it's verifying prerequisites for domain controller operation, and it's gonna come up with 2 warnings, and then it's gonna say everything's okay. So these are 2 warnings here. 2, right? Yeah, 2 warnings. So one is saying if your company still have NT 4.0, then you don't deserve to be a system administrator, and you should just shut down your company and go away. No, it's if you have NT4, then those domain controllers do not will not safely or securely communicate with your 2012 domain controller which you're installing now, because of the old security measures there. Cryptography and everything was very old. So this we don't have NT4, and second thing is, hey, where's your DNS? So we are still in the process of installing DNS, and delegation will be done by it anyway. So we're just going to ignore both these errors or warnings. They're not errors, warnings only. Prerequisites check completed. All prerequisite checks passed successfully. Click install. Everyone there?
No, warning.
Yeah.
On the warning, this computer has at least one physical network adapter that does not have static IP address.
Did you disable the WAN?
You just said to
So did you?
when?
Is it disabled?
When you said to disable?
Yeah. It says it's not. Yeah, the question is what did Active Directory is saying that. Active Directory is referring. Yeah, they know.
No, it's disabled when? No.
So did you give static IP to the first network card where we were supposed to give static IP? Because it's detecting that there is one network card without static IP.
The static IP address is the one that is the LAN.
Yes.
That is the LAN. Oh, when? I couldn't see it.
That's why I did not want the second network card. Okay, but anyway, LAN should have static IP, so you can double check now.
You don't have VPN, right?
Okay, gotcha. Thank you very much, sir. You didn't put gateway. Why? It's okay. I mean, hey, we're learning here. Come on. So 200.50. All right. So no, still, if you put the correct configuration, static IP. Oh, what happened? 200.50. Okay.
911, sir. Go see your call, sir. So when
Yeah, so it's in LAN, right?
it's in LAN. This is LAN set. Yeah, this should be now. Just rename this to LAN and rename that to LAN, and then enable that and disable that. See, so cool. And enable that. Yeah, LAN. And okay, the whole class is watching this, so we're depending on you. Humber depends on you now. So disable and enable. Oh, but you can still install Active Directory even if you don't have to start. If it lets you go ahead, it's okay. Well, yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think
So where's Active Directory reserved now? Hey, video, I'm troubleshooting. Okay, so you're gonna hear that now when you're hitting the video. Oh, I should have just stopped it here. Just click on install. So where's that Active Directory wizard? So yeah, scroll down here. It doesn't take voice commands. Stop. Oh. Stop. No, I want to see the screen, so go down. Scroll down. Oh, you're scroll down. Yeah. So just hover the mouse there. You have the second screen. No. Yeah, refresh the F5. But if it doesn't take it, install. It's okay.
Welcome. All right, so I'm back, and we're back, and click install. Oh, everyone already did that? Install and restarted? Cool. Cool. All right. So, okay, Active Directory. Then we need to have a proof. it's a domain controller or not. Well, it is, but we need to go to certain places and check. Then we need to rename administrator to Humber admin. Don't do it yourself. We're gonna repeat. We're gonna do it together, right? So, and we'll discuss why we're doing this way and not that way, or and also 390 users script. So, do you have access to your emails? Yes. So let me just give that. Okay, resuming. In the background, it's just going to restart itself. So it's Active Directory installing. I just wanted to record it in the video. Okay, it's restarting. So, it's I just started the group. So please confirm if you got it. If you got it, are you able to open it? Because that script has to be copied in the documents folder or C drive of the domain controller. That script has to be copied inside the C drive or the documents folder of our domain controller. Which one is our domain controller? Server 2, right? Server 01 is our domain controller. So server 01, that script has to be copied there. But when we get there, right now everyone has restarted and seeing this screen? No. Okay, there's a no. So which one?
I'm not seeing that.
Oh, it's loading, right? Okay. While it's loading, you can also try to download now that. Oh, there's a high chair as well. Didn't know that. Hello, high chair. When we sit here, we go high. No, it's just high chair. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank God. I had to stand. Oh, it's not recording as it's recording. Resuming now, and I hope everyone's there. Humber domain /administrator. So guys, just download the script. Yeah, create user you have to download. Just download the script. We're gonna do it together, right? Don't execute that script. So download it. WinRAR. If I'm given WinRAR, if you don't have it, if you're unable to open the script, then download WinRAR and install WinRAR, right? So you have to download WinRAR in your host, in your laptop operating system. Yeah. So WinRAR, and this script is actually RARD, right?
We need to install it now.
And resuming. So let's go and check if this domain controller, if this machine is a domain controller, or what's the proof it is. Of course, we can go to tools. Active Directory is there, right? But if in some of the member servers, if you install Active Directory, okay, let me just put it on magnifier. So if you have logged in from domain controller server 1, you should be on this screen, right? Everyone on this screen? Okay. So tools, if you click that, you can see all the Active Directory, Administrative Center, Domains and Trust, module for Windows PowerShell, sites and services, users and computers, ADSI added as well, right? And DNS here. So this is because of RSAT, right, which we were talking about before. In member server, suppose you install Active Directory, and then we're going to be installing Active Directory as a we're going to make it a replica DC. Then we're going to uninstall as well. When we uninstall Active Directory and come back, it's going to be a member server, right? Because Active Directory we have uninstalled as well. But this will remain here until we remove the RSAT tools from there. But when we go there, I'm going to talk about it again. Why I'm saying it? This is not a proof that it's a domain controller, right? You can install RSAT even on Windows 8. But right now we know it's a domain controller. That's why we don't need a proof. But if that's the only thing on a member server or any Windows 2012 server or Windows 8 server, that doesn't mean it's a domain controller. Where do I go and check? And I can be very sure, yes, that has to be a domain controller if this thing is here. So we can, we can launch. We can even launch from their member server. So when we uninstall and we are logged in from the administrator credentials, the domain admin, that link is there, but the Active Directory is not installed there. it's going to still launch because of it's going to contact the other domain controller, right? But if we go to C drive, that path, exactly. C drive, everyone, Windows Explorer, when you open the yellow folder here and Windows, now if you're in C drive and in the Windows, everyone there? Okay. Where are you? You're going there, right? C drive and Windows, and click anywhere and press N. Click anywhere here and press N. If you have NTDS folder, it's a domain controller. If you as soon as in the replica DC, we're going to install Active Directory there, then we're going to check here, then we're going to uninstall Active Directory, and we're going to come back and check here. NTDS will be gone. Why? What's so special about NTDS? Double click that. This is the special thing here. What is this? Exactly. When you uninstall Active Directory, the actual database file of Active Directory, which is ntds.dit, will be gone as well. So it will take away the whole folder called NTDS from here when we uninstall Active Directory, right? So it's a proof. NTDS there, it's a domain controller. NTDS not there. There are many other proofs as well. Yeah, you were saying. So everyone sees that. Everyone sees that? Yes. Okay. Is that a yes from everyone? Okay, can we go ahead? Yep. What happened? Oh. Huh? Okay. In Windows 7 we don't have Active Directory. Okay, it's okay. We're learning and we're still practicing. And you see that? Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So in C drive we have this, and then there are many other places. We can just minimize that, and we can go to see the shared folders, right? Shared folders of this domain controller. How do we see the shared folder? If you see this Windows icon inside the virtual machine, right click, run, right? When we go to run, exactly. So everyone on run? On the run? Okay, on the run. So backslash. Oh, 2 backslashes means go to the network, and where we can just type the name of this machine, IP address of this machine, or local host. It's all going to just take us to the network side of this machine, or will show us the shared folder of this machine, right? So backslash. So I think everyone has put the same name. We should. So it's server 01-MSI. Enter. We have sysvol and netlogon. These only appear on domain controllers, right? They don't appear on member servers. They don't appear on standalone servers or clients. Okay, what other thing we see? So we see the shared folders, right? There is okay. There are in TechNet folder. TechNet is the Microsoft's technical articles. technet.com. if you go there, so there if you go, what's the proof? They're gonna just line up like, go through all 16 or 17 things, but main things are this. And also on your left side you will see this ADDS. On your left side in server manager, there's a domain controller. So these are some of the proofs, but Active Directory is installed now. We understand Active Directory concept, we understand some of the tree, forest, site concepts. Active Directory is there. The daily task that is done there is on Active Directory users and computers always. The daily tasks always. We can go with sites and services, and when the time comes, there's module for PowerShell, then domains and trust also. But normally we do all the tasks there. ADSI edit is to access our schema or to access our skeletal structure of Active Directory. We're gonna go in detail of every one of those. If I open the Active Directory users and computers tools, Active Directory users and computers, right? Here we can see now our domain name, and there are these yellow folders. Everyone there? Okay. So if we go to computers here, we don't see any computer there. Why?
We didn't add any computer to the network.
And we see one computer here in the domain controllers folder. Why? because we have just one domain controller now, the second server we're going to be joining to the domain now. So that's why whatever computer does not have Active Directory installed will be shown here. Any client machine, any member servers will be shown here in computers folder. Domain controllers only, the servers which have Active Directory installed on them will be shown here, right? So these are the two differences here, computers and domain controllers. So the rest we're going to be talking in detail. Built-in is for all the already created accounts, and interested one is this administrators group. These are all the groups with two faces here, right? And if we go to users here, users, this is just a brief introduction. Administrator, this is one user, so one face will be showing here. 1 person and 2 persons means the group, right? So since everyone's here, users and administrator, okay, we need to actually create a new account with administrative powers and disable this administrator account, because all the hackers in the world know that the administrator account has all the powers to do anything across the domain and to take down your network and to damage your network. This is the account. So normally what happens in production environments, if you right click this and copy, so we create another account here, but if we copy this from administrator account, so all the privileges of administrator will be copied to that account as well. That account will have all the powers as well, right? So normally what happens in production environment is that first we copy that account, then we rename and disable that account, right? So disable, rename and then disable. So this means that a hacker, if we just disable here now, hacker would still know, okay, that's the administrator account. Otherwise, in hundreds of accounts, if you have just one other account with name John, which we renamed from administrator to John, so nobody would be knowing unless you have some more better scripts to tell that, hey, this account has a lot of powers than others. Anyway, so we're not going to rename that because maybe we need it in future for some emergency, and then we don't find it, or we're just learning right now. So copy this, everyone there, right click and copy. And then Humber admin, copy. So once you type here just Humber, it's first name, initials, last name, full name. Anyway, I'm just gonna put Humber admin here and copy that and paste it to user logon name. This is just the name. This is the actual user account with which we're going to type this name and password and log in from any machine, right? So this is the logon name. So this has to be here, Humber admin. Everyone put that? Everyone put that? Yep. Next, we. So then we go for the same class password. Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 to 3. Okay, user must change password next logon. Let's not do that. We don't want to change that password, but in production environment, we must do that, right? For all the user accounts you create in production environment, because now you know the password because you created it, so let them change the password. So always click that when you're in production environment. Here, let's not do that, right? User cannot change password. This is good in our private environment, but let's get used to the policies that are there in the production environment. Yes, it will ask for a change of password after 45 days. Yes, we are going to do that, right? So password never expires. No, we don't want to be in a bad habit of not changing password. Let's be in the habit of the way we're going to be in the job environment. So we are considering here as job oriented course, right? Not just exam oriented course, right? Ultimately we need to get jobs, right? So account disabled, definitely not a good idea. So next and finish, right? If it was Exchange environment and we were creating here, well, we would have created mailboxes in the Exchange itself, right? Not here. So click finish. Now we have Humber admin here, right? Okay, let's not disable now the administrator. You know why? Well, suppose somebody gave a password that somebody forgot, actually, if there was some other password and you forgot that. Only till now one student has that privilege of doing this. So we are doing it quickly, and I said don't disable. He disabled the administrator account and forgot the password of this one, the new. So we logged off, and now, sir, I cannot log in. So I said, good luck recreating the whole thing. Thank you very much for this honor of being your teacher. Thank you. So and he was like, oh gosh. Okay, so anyway, let's not disable now. Let's log off from here, log in from Humber admin, then come here and disable this guy, right? Okay, so how do we log off? There's a very long command for that. Log off. That's it. So let's just put that very long command. Enter, log off. Oh, it's LOGOFF. LOGOFF. G. Oh. Not working? The laptop you're doing?
Yeah, I still have to go through all this.
Oh yeah. Okay. But it's did you replace the
Yeah, on the transfer, I will take that and it's working. The VMware is working.
perfect. VMware is working or the machine is working? All right. Woohoo. So you're gonna get the video anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's go ahead. So we logged off. Let's just either send Control Alt Delete from here, or click inside on the keyboard. If you wanna go inside, it's Control Alt Insert is the key. If you wanna use a keyboard here. Otherwise, just go for these three keys, and it's gonna send that Control Alt Delete anyway. Yeah, LOGOFF, log off. That's it. One word only, right? Okay, so once we log off, we don't need to log in from this administrator account anymore. We go to other user. How do we go there? When you send this and you show this, you see this, go for other user, right? Everyone there? And then we go for Humber admin. And it's not case sensitive. Only the password is. Yep. So Humber admin, and then we log in. Now we go to the same place and do what? Disable that account, right? Which account? Administrator account. So let's go to the same place. Everyone was able to log in from Humber admin? Yes. See. All right. So tools and Active Directory users and computers. Once we log in, we can just go to tools again and Active Directory users and computers, or ADUC, Active Directory users and computers. And we go for again the Humber domain.local, and then it's the users folder where the administrator account is residing. Right click and disable. And it should say object administrator has been disabled. Everyone do it done? Oh, anyone want me to repeat? Okay. Do it done? Okay.
What about the administrator group?
Administrators group, so yeah, we cannot disable that or copy that, but you know, in some of the environments where I was as a contractor there, so we used to just run a PowerShell script or schedule it as well. So it would tell us 2 times a day at different times who are the members of administrators group now. So every 8 hours, 6 hours. So we would know that email would come to us to just the administrators, and we would see, oh, nobody added to anyone, nobody more. So yeah.
Why don't we create another account and rename it instead of just, renaming it? Rename it.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that, but disabling it is better, and having another account. But actually, if you rename it, this is also a good idea. Yeah, we can do that. It's the same thing. We just created another account just to show, hey, we need to disable it as well, or we are just being more security conscious here. Otherwise, yes. Normally in production, they don't do that. They always create a new account and disable this one. So yeah, and the icon change here, it shows down arrow. This means it's disabled, right? But that's a good point. Why didn't we do that? Yeah, cool. Okay, so what else? So we have installed Active Directory, we have renamed administrator. Now there's a PowerShell thing, but there are 2 more tasks, DHCP, and before that, joining the second server to the domain. So let's go for second server joining to the domain, right? So before that even, for that task, the first step is, so now what we are doing is joining the second server to the domain. But before that, is your firewall on or not? Let's check on the server 1. No, let's check now. Because we installed Active Directory, there's a change. Is there? So if we go to local server, still on server 1, and if we go to firewall here, it says off, right? So is it off?
No.
Do we need to trust that off again ever? We cannot trust this off, right? This off thing. Click here and you see one of the profile is still on, and it's going to make a problem. So make sure. Many of the labs we're going to be installing and implementing, configuring, I'm going to be double checking that. You will find me double checking whenever we start the server. Sometimes this profile just thinks, hey, why don't I just turn on and just have some nice breathe. I've been off hibernating for so much, so it's like all of a sudden it's just on. It's on.
So I think it's the fault, right? As soon as you have to make an automatic turn it on, right?
It is, and when we are going to join the computer to the domain, that computer's domain profile will also be on. Same thing will happen there as well. I'm going to turn off there as well, right? Okay, one more. Yeah, I talked about that, right? In the interview, you're not supposed to say, hey, our teacher actually told us to turn off the firewall, so we are turning off the firewall in your company as well. So, okay. So in the interview, it has nothing to do with what we're doing here, right? So we know the difference. So press OK and close. Now let's go to the second machine and let's just join it to the domain. So second machine, again send Alt Control Delete, and it's just administrator here. This is the local administrator which every Windows operating system has, right? Built-in local administrator, right? It has just powers to do anything locally on that particular machine. Okay, server manager is loaded, and we again go to local server and everyone's there? Yes. Thank you for reply. Oh, okay. So local server, everyone? Okay, let's just go to work group. If you're on local server, let's go to work group. And let's go to change. So first work group in local server in server manager, local server, server managers, local server, work group, and then change, right? Everyone there? All right, change, and then we go for domain. What is our domain name? humberdomain.local. Exactly. All right, we're done. Everyone do it done? Press OK. Okay, then it asks, who are you? Do you have the privileges to join this computer to the domain or not? So who do we type here? Administrator? Humber admin, because we disabled the administrator account. Humber admin and the class password. Everyone did that or understands that? Press OK, and it should say this: welcome to the humberdomain.local domain. So this computer has been joined to the domain. So restart. Right? Everyone done that? All right. So press OK. Press OK, close, restart. Once it is restarted, let's see if this computer now shows inside the Active Directory users and computers in that yellow computer folder that where there was no machine was showing. Now this machine should be showing there in the ADUC. So if Active Directories and computers is still there, opened, just go there on. Let's go to server 1. If I go down, yes, Active Directory user and computer is still open. If it is not open, you just go to tools and go to Active Directory and computers, right? So in my case, it is open, and in the computers folder, now this is showing here, right? Because it's joined to the domain, right? Okay, domain computer is there, and this normal computer is there, which is just a member server. It's not now a standalone server, it's now a member server, right? All right, so everyone did that? Anyone no? Everyone yes? Oh, no, yes? Okay. Yep. Okay, so let's just go for that script now. because we need to create 390 users now. And if we start, let's create one user in GUI, then we go for PowerShell. So we could compare the power of PowerShell. Da-da-da. Okay, so how do we create a user in GUI? Again, if you did not close it, you know what? When you just open your environment from now on, just ADUC, keep it open. Open it when you're starting your server one and just keep it open. So let's just create one user first. One user, and then we go for PowerShell and create 390 users. So one user here, when you go to users folder, right click, new, here. So everyone there? Yep. If everyone there,
Server one, right?
server one, exactly. Hey, did you find ADUC in server 2?
We're gonna have to charge you for that.
Exactly. You're going very near to 40 Timbits. You're reaching there, you know, one more. And T as well. If you 3 more of, you know, nice questions. No, question should be there. Yeah, come on. So, yeah, 40 Timbits for coming late only. That's it. If you're later than 3 o'clock, then don't bother directly coming here. Go to Tim Horton and then come here, right? Be a little more late because you're already that much late, right? And we don't mind 40 Timbits. It's okay. Yeah, we don't mind that. Okay. So user and then click user. Now we already created that other user, so it's the same drill. Now user 01, user 01. The same thing here in the user logon name, user 01. So and then next, same drill, right? Nothing technical here. Oops. User 01, right? And the password is a class password. So uncheck this user must change password and next log on. For this in production environment, we always check this, right? So again, class password. Let's get used to all the passwords from every class. So next and finito. So now if you're given 390 users to be created like this, how much time does it take? One user was like what? 30 seconds? 40 seconds? 1 minute? No, not 1 minute. Huh? So in 1 minute you can create 2 or 3 users, right? 2 users in 1 minute can be created like this, right? GUI. So 390 users. Anyone with very good maths. In 60 minutes we will be able to create 30 users. 60 minutes. 30 users. Oh, 30. So in 2 hours, 60 users. 3 hours. How many? 90 users.
All day.
It's all day you'll be creating 390 users, right? And let's create it in 2 minutes. 390 users. The power of PowerShell. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But to get there, do you have that script? Now we're gonna take actually 15 to 20 minutes just to get that script there. So, but once it is there, and whenever you get the job again, it's 2 or 3 minutes. That's the difference between you as a PowerShell expert and you as, I don't know PowerShell, sorry. So you're doing that task 1 day or you're doing it in 2 minutes. The boss will see the difference then and there. And then during the renewal of the contract, this will be, you know, a very big point. The PowerShell guy is doing every task in minutes. The non-PowerShell guy is doing every task in days or hours. Minutes and hours. Hey, where's our company really gaining here? So, but if the boss is your good friend and you've been giving him donuts and coffee free every day, he would reconsider that, right? Okay, that's not a suggestion video. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Or, you know, weekend parties every 2 parties per month. Okay, so yeah, let's just keep going ahead and refresh a couple of million times here. Right click and refresh. I'm just gonna reach the million. No. Okay, anyway, so now we're going for, so everyone has a script. So what's the steps? Your script must be in the C drive or the documents folder of server 1. So now let's make sure everyone has that. Or let me show you now. So in fact, let me just download from there as well. So I'm just gonna pause the video, guys. I'm pausing the video. So please remind me. Zoom. So I'm downloading this script. show in folder. I already have WinRAR installed here, so that's why it is showing like these 3 books. If you install WinRAR in your host laptop, you can see that, right? So then right click and extract to create users. That will give you that yellow folder that you can copy inside the C drive of your server. So if WinRAR installed, you can just right click and extract, or WinZip should also do that maybe. With 7-zip, there are other compression programs as well. So when I extract that, where's the folder? So if I go down and there's a create users folder, right? Inside the folder you have all these files. Oh, there's another folder inside. Seriously, it's the same thing twice. So we need only these 3 files, right? One PS1. What's the .ps1? Anyone knows what is the .ps1 file for? It's a PowerShell script file. It has always the extension of .ps1. Others are CSV files, and we're gonna just copy 3. Actually, lab users is the file we're gonna use. If you have copied these 2, it's also okay. If you have copied 3, we're gonna just use this one and this one actually, right? So I'm just saying that if you've copied 3, it's okay. If you've copied at least these 2, that's okay. But where to copy here now? You can copy the whole folder, or you can directly copy this. So I'm just going for the folder because you will have the folder. Everyone has that? So create user, right click, copy, and I'm gonna go to server 1. Here's the server 1, and in the Windows Explorer here, the yellow folder, I can just go to C drive directly, right click, maybe it allows me. Nope, oh, paste is not even there. Or downloads, okay, not documents, downloads. Oh, I just have to, hey, did I have VMware tools? If you have VMware tools, then it's going to let you. I have, it's just saying update. Yeah, I'm just being lazy. Yeah, we should, sorry? It's better to copy the server because inside PowerShell, we have to access that folder.
Where are we copying it? Windows folder?
No, we're copying it downloads or
Oh, it doesn't matter where we copy.
doesn't matter where we copy. We just need to access. So make it a smallest path possible. But let me just make sure that everyone has it inside the server first, right? So I'm just gonna go back here, and because it always works, so right click, copy. Guys, just use the shared folder feature. And oh, it's not showing, so I have to use the shared folder feature as well. Okay, so where's the shared folder feature? Right click. No, where did we set it up? So let's make sure, is it set up, the shared folder feature? So let's just go there. Yeah, settings.
By default, it's the same.
Yes, options. Is this feature enabled or disabled? Actually it's set up, but it's just we need to put enable, that's all. When we clone it, so it is set up the way we set it up, but it is just disabled. So in every clone we need to just enable it. Everyone on this step, so please enable it. Yeah, did you create the template with shared folder? Did you set it up as well?
I'm just dropping the
Files,
yeah.
so is it copied? Oh, no, but did you can follow this one as well, what we're doing. Do you have the shared features enabled?
I'm not there. The Gmail, the
Oh, you did.
PowerShell script
Yeah,
copying.
okay. Oh, you're downloading it till now. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that everyone has it. So please let me know who has not copied yet. Can you raise your hand who has not copied? Can you raise your hand who has not copied yet? Oh, okay. Hey, it's only you. It's you and me again. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm just making sure that, okay, let me just first copy that, then I'm coming to you, right? So options and shared folders, if you enable that, press OK. Now where's the shared folder? In this PC, and now you see here, whoa, red. Okay, yours may not be red. So this is the shared folder under this PC appearing. So if I double click now, I shared my D drive, you may have shared your C drive, right? Or D drive, doesn't matter. So downloads, if I go there and it's not that download, so I'm just gonna copy that there on that download. So copy, go to D drive, go to this downloads, right click, paste. So now I'm gonna be able to see that from there as well. So that's the shared folder from which we're gonna just copy this. So I'm just gonna click here, anything, and F5, there's that. So copy this to local downloads, documents, anywhere, right? You know why I'm saying that? Normally I need to see it in C drive here, but sometimes it will not allow you to do that. If it doesn't, then go to downloads folder, right click here, and then from here again copy and go to C drive, and then right click and paste. Then it's going to let you, it's just going to ask who are you. So it's going to offer that option of continue. If you see the continue button, just click that, right? So basic purpose, get your script in the C drive, but sometimes C drive does not let you. So then go to downloads folder, and then from there right click again, copy again, and then come back to C drive. Then it will let you. So who does not have the scripts folder in C drive root like this? Yeah, let me know. Oh, you do not have it? You're not in the group? That's not possible. So, okay, do you have a USB stick? Any one of you could just copy that, right? Okay. Okay, thank you. So you have that script there? Okay, cool. Yeah, sure, I can give. Oh, it is inside. Did you copy that? Sorry, what's his name? What's your name? Sorry? Razan. Did you copy that there?
Yeah, I copied
The script.
it, but it's copied in the more computer, but it's not in the machine.
Okay, resuming it, and let's just do this PowerShell thing. So everyone, those who are not able to do that now, please follow the video. We have already, actually gone above the time. So, it was all recording. Did I not pause? So anyway, so if your folder is showing like this, everyone's folder is showing like this in C drive. Yes, now we are getting yes more often because it's 6:30. Okay, so like yes, go ahead, man. Okay, so let's go to PowerShell here. Right click, run as administrator. Make sure you're running it as an administrator. Right? Oh, sorry. Guys, so yeah, let's just do that. Those who are not able to do that, please see the video and follow it, because it's going to be still longer steps. Okay, it's just 3 or 4 steps now. Yeah, so everyone open that like this. Yes, press yes. If everyone in PowerShell, okay, so cd backslash enter. Everyone typed cd backslash and dir for directory. Yeah. So it's not very compulsory that you're following now. It's very compulsory that you do it at home. That's compulsory. Here, if you're not able to do something, there will be more complicated labs coming our way. So many of us will not be able to do that. That is not compulsory that you do the lab here. Here you need to understand, right? If you're falling behind, just understand it, leave it, right? At home, you must follow the video. Understand and ask me the questions. That's the facility here. So if you see the create-users here, let's just go inside that folder, cd and space create, and if you put the first words and press tab, it's gonna auto-complete that. So this is the folder we want to go inside, right? So press enter. We are inside dir. when we do directory, like shows the contents, there is that file. Everyone seeing those 3 files? Yes. Oh, okay. So the first 3 or 4 letters, CREA, and press tab to autocomplete that script name. That's the PowerShell script name we want. This folder is not of no use. It's the same. It has the same thing. So it's just by mistake. So once you are here, everyone seeing this, start the magic. Oh, let's press enter. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, that was not it. Sorry. So let's just go to this. Create dash users. Everyone there? Now lab users has the 390 usernames written the way the script wants it, right? So as soon as you double click that, I want you to say it here actually. Start the magic. Okay. Okay. So double click. There. So either you spend the whole day doing that, or you do this, and in a minute you're done, right? Yeah, that also takes 2 weeks actually. No, this file normally comes from HR department. HR department sends that. It's a clerical stuff, so we only get that file, with names. And with scripts, you have to still customize the script. That takes a little more time, but it is still very less time than if you have to do it by GUI, graphical interface. So that's why PowerShell has this power, right? So okay, where are those users in Active Directories on computers now?
Under Exchange users.
Exactly. So you know why it's Exchange users? Because there's an Exchange lab when I was teaching Exchange. So I Googled it, and there was an Exchange guy who was teaching Exchange there in the group or the Google group. They had that script. So that's why the OU name is Exchange users. Anyway, minimize, tools, and Active Directory on computers. Everyone? And where's that folder? This. Everyone has this folder?
Yes.
And we have all the 290 users, right? So we installed Active Directory, talked about it, and we joined the computer domain, then we renamed administrator, and then we created 300 users from PowerShell. So please, as soon as you get this video, you need to create those screenshots and send me, and repeat that at home. Create two sets of servers. 2 servers here for the class, 2 servers for the home practice, right? The more you practice, the better. And invest on your hardware and invest on your exam collection. For God's sake, nobody has created the group, so you're not talking among yourself, right? And it's recording. So exam collection is not a site to go to. Yeah, very bad, very bad. No, I'm just gonna